honeymoon period with all the changes they've made to their roster seems to be working out. Some players looking really fantastic. Wasn't enough for Big to be able to fight against.
Yes, and we've also got a little video as well from Big. It's Searson. We've just asked him, like, what does it mean to you guys and as an organization to try and make the major?
Yeah, to qualify for the major, it means personally a lot to me and also for the whole team or organization, because we all love to play at the major. It's like the biggest event in Counter-Strike, and we want to go to Brazil as well to expect or to get the feeling of the Brazilian fans and stuff. So we have high hopes and we are expecting us to go through.
Well, it's all one thing to expect to come through, but you do need to deliver on the results as well. They've looked pretty good so far, but this is the true test, right? Against Heroic, they had that best of one against Vitality where they could cause the upset. But in the best of three, they have to slog it out against their opponent's map pick as well. And that's where things could get a little bit tricky for them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you talk about Heroic, you look at the lineup, you look at how far they've come so far in such a short space of time, especially with Yabi coming into this roster. They've been looking pretty good. I mean, they're now entering these best of threes, as you've mentioned. They can take Big to these maps, especially like a Mirage or an Inferno. Like, that could really be on the table here in the Veto. Haven't quite got the opportunity to have a look at it just yet, but focusing more on this Heroic lineup, we can take a look at it as well. I feel like the standout performers for me, obviously you got to talk about Kaden, but it's Stavn. Again, another big opportunity, another really big performance.
Yeah, Stavn's been looking really great. That's exactly what they need. He is their sort of star player, but it's really great to see Kaden hit this run of form at the RMRs. He's always sort of been there as a relatively consistent AWP player, but the fact that he's now able to sort of carry some of these games. He was top fragger against Sangal, looking really solid there. You can see all these results. The Outsiders game was a little bit rough though. They had no positive players in that game.
Yeah, but if you take a look, that just looks like a little bit of just a variance thing, right? I mean, they look really good in Pro League. They took down Stralis, took down Heat, all players here that were attending the RMR. Lost to Na'Vi, that one's a little bit more expected. But apart from that Outsiders loss, if you just take a look at the best of one's wins, although it's against teams that they are expected to perform against, they are stomping them. They are making sure they don't even hit double digits.
Yeah, and that's a bit of a different story to some of the other favorites here, right? The fact that Heroic are able to sort of stave off these upsets is quite huge. And we've got a quick little video from the Heroic performance coach, so we'll give that one a listen.
Performance is always a thing to strive for, not only for the players but also for the organizations, that it can be as professional as possible. In my career and the experiences I've had, the years where we players could focus on only our sports and not so much else, it was the years that we were striving the best. I've played professional handball for 20 years. And I stopped my career this summer. During my period as a professional handball player, I took an education as a performance coach because it's an amazing tool to use in team sport, but also in individual sports. So that was my main focus for starting. I used it myself in my career and I gained a lot from it. I do individual talks with the players and I also do workshops with the players in the group. And it's all to just refine the way the players think, the way the players act, just to see if we can get some extra percentages out of the players. So when you go to the highest level, it's a matter of few percentages that's defining if they win or lose. So if I can help them get those few percentages, I've done my job. My impressions of the esports scene is that it's extremely professional. I mean, and everybody I've met so far is striving to be more and more professional. Every organization that I've talked to, and something that is going forward. It hasn't reached peak at all. So it's exciting to be part of a start or a building start. From what I've heard, the main stage at a major is extremely crowded, and you can say you can compare that to the experiences that I have had in various arenas around the world. I've been so fortunate to experience the biggest stages in the world, and I hope that I can achieve that with Heroic as well. For me to be a world champion is of course really big for me personally, but I also hope that I have enough in my backpack to help the guys be even better.
That's just really great insight, isn't it? I think that the fact that they have gone out and invested in this for this team is really important, because this team of Heroic, they are constantly nearly making it, but not quite. So maybe this gives them the extra little percent that they need to get this one over the line. I am interested in the matchup history. We can see it on the screen here. Quite importantly for me, the fact that they've been taking this to Nuke quite a lot in the best of ones. You see that Blast Premier full. But if you take a look, the last best of 3 these two teams played against each other was all the way back in Pinnacle, and that was a few months ago now. There's not really been any recent series against these two sides.
Yeah, and also it's a different looking team there for Big as well, right? So, you know, it's difficult to compare that necessarily like for like. So, you know, it does feel like Heroic have a little bit more coming into this, the fact that they are that 5 roster that's been playing together for a little bit. And I also think the roster, sorry, not the roster, the veto might sort of go their direction just based on the types of maps they both like to play. Well, what are you expecting to see here, Brandon?
Well, the Ancient Dust 2 bans, that one makes sense. I mean, for me, Big, they could pick into maybe Mirage. Heroic have been struggling on it a little bit recently. In terms of where Heroic's set to take it, I'm not really too sure. Inferno, okay, that one makes a little bit more sense. And we've seen it already, those best of ones taking place on Nuke. That'd be quite fitting if it did end there as a decider.
Yeah, it has to go either Nuke or Vertigo. They're kind of the only maps that these two teams both are you know, kind of happy playing. I like that Heroic ban out Vertigo. That's going to take us to Nuke, where they've had that success in the best of ones. So it feels on paper like this does favor Heroic, especially with that Inferno pick.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you take a look at Heroic stats on Inferno, that they're on a 4-match winning streak. They've taken down Na'Vi, Astralis on it. So, I mean, they're going to be very confident heading into this one. For me, though, Big, this is a really nice pick for them. We saw how dominant they looked against Sangao in the opener. It's one of these maps where they probably don't really have to integrate Sin too much into this side, especially with someone like the site takes and things like that. So I feel like it's a very nice pick for Big. I feel like it does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, the Big Academy squad do play Mirage quite a bit, so I think it's a really good pick, so Sin will feel comfortable playing that one. You know, Heroic, if you look at kind of the head-to-head for the last 3 months that they've played on this map for Heroic on Mirage, it doesn't look actually that good. But then when you look at the teams they're playing, it's MOUZ, it's Outsiders, it's Na'Vi. These are very difficult teams to face on Mirage. So I think for Heroic, they still are quite comfortable on this map.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like we can have a look at a player head-to-head as well. Someone in particular I want to highlight on this Heroic side that we've already been talking about and touching on is Stavn. We can say his stats and compare and contrast them to tabseN, because tabseN is the highest rated rifler on Big right now.
Yeah, look at those numbers for tabseN. So many kills, 91 for 64, 98 ADR. Very similar actually to Stavn in terms of the amount of average damage they're doing. But you know, there's a few more maps being played by Big. Obviously they played that best of 3, but it was only one more map because they went down 0-2. So in terms of the numbers, it does sort of, if you factor that in, it looks like tabseN actually is coming out a little bit ahead on the performance between the two.
It is just really good to see he's leading by example, right? It's the fact that all these teams are just completely stepping up when it matters most. Big peaking at the right time. Let's take a look at the overall standings for the team, though. We can get a more macro view, team head-to-head on the table. I mean, what would you expect? I mean, for me, it's looking pretty good. Shush is down at the bottom, and also take a look at the ADR for Crimbo. It's kind of on the edge.
Yeah, I think what's really interesting here is SyrsoN. He's a player that we mentioned sometimes at these big events doesn't have the impact that he needs to have as an AWP player, but at the RMRs, he's been looking really good. They're second highest performer alongside tabseN. So if both of those players are firing off, we're going to have quite the game on our hands.
I think what's interesting as well is as we head to Mirage, Heroic, they'll be starting on the CT side. That's where they win about 2/3 of their rounds. So they're going to get off to a good start here. Potentially could really upset Big. But here we are then. Heroic versus Big. Winner will continue their journey. They'll qualify for that major into Brazil. Let's get this one underway.
Big on the T side. They're going to be putting pressure in towards lowers first. They've got 2 players up towards top mid as well, throwing smoke in connector. Start clearing space in mid, taking that one for their own. The CTs sitting back passive. Stan is in short to hold if they just decide to peek into him, but he gets cleared. What a dink. Brought down to 1 HP. Sirison, he's the ghost on the server, and he's looking for space out towards short. Looking around the corner, Keto up in towards apartments as well. He has the bomb, so if he gets spotted, play might be up.
Look at this rotation, though. Yabby's moved away. What's going to be this split? Sirison can now step in at short. Tesses to be contested, but look at the space Crimbo's found already over towards A. That's what's pulled this rotation over big. Looking to reset. Minute on the clock. Don't need to commit anywhere.
CT is not to respond. They've got 2 players down towards ramp, so they can set up for the retake. Should big push through connector, which is the play at the moment. Maybe out towards CT can provide a crossfire too with these players in towards ramp. He's going to poke up and get the information. Shush with the doors. He's going to spot them on the cross, but they do clear for him. But he makes it so uncomfortable. They can't plat now. And there's a second player here, but Keto sitting clear. But now Cadian swings out with the dualies, and he deals with him as well. Stown, he took first contact in this game, and he's the only one left for the CTs. 1 HP. He just wants to hold onto this armor if he can.
Oh, he's not going to be allowed either. Tabson does deny. What a round by Big. The fact that Heroic even set that trap in towards ramp, but the dual Berettas at range just can't quite close them out. Pistol shots converted. Pistol round achieved for Big. A really good start to their T side on their map pick.
Beautifully executed game plan. Pushing through unders. Holding in apartments. Lovely dink on the Stown means that Heroic have to play this passive setup. It looks like they've got all the pieces in the right place too. They have this great bait and switch setup in towards ramp with the 2 players with the dual Berettas. They have everything in their hands to be able to counter this play from Big, but just lose out the Angels.
It's interesting as well because Stown takes first contact more over towards the B bomb site. The fact that Big recognized that and then set up their mid round based on the fact that Crimbo's got the space out towards the stairs. It wasn't actually the correct play because there was more players invested for Heroic over on the A bomb site. It doesn't matter. Big fight their way through. And it's good that they're being dynamic already in their approach. They're not stuck in their ways.
Quick little breather after that pistol round. Hopefully should be getting back into this one very shortly. It's like a little tech issue. Sirison had wasn't on the cams, disappeared. Invisible. Invisible man.
He is there. And I tell you what, even though this is a 2-1 game, it's so important for both of these teams to just try and make it through this series. You don't want to go into that 2-2 bucket. There's going to be a lot of teams there that are vying for a spot. Just do it the easy way. Just win this best of 3. Don't put additional pressure on yourself. It's already a hard series as it is. It's a difficult open circuit qualifier to make it through. Neither one of these 2 teams wants to drop down for that elimination match.
A bit force up from Heroic into round number 2. Cadian keeping a little bit of extra cash in the bank for that AWP that will come out a little bit further down the line. We have 4 rifles and a Mac 10 on Sirison. He's also saving some cash for an AWP of his own. Cadian looking for the contact. Does get a tag onto Sirison, but it's not the headshot he was looking for. Shush going to deploy some counter utility as the smoke's coming from the T's. They're not fully committed yet, but now they start to throw out the Molotovs. Start to make their way out. There's smokes to work around here. Shush trying to use this like a one-way. Peering over the top, but not quite hitting anyone yet. Bit of damage onto Keto, but that's it.
Sirison spotted. Oh, they're going to try and go up and over the sandwich. A little bit confused. Cadian has hit 2 incredible deagle shots. The trades have come in for Big at the very least, but it gets a little bit scary.
What a double up from Cadian. What a play. Drops down in the chaos in towards Sandwich and hits 2 slammers. That first one fully blinded in towards the Sandwich. Gets a play for free and then converts it onto a second. But unfortunately, rest of the team around him wasn't able to connect their shots down. Had a chance as well from Jungle. Needed to hit that one. That could have been their way in. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be. The Force Buy falls flat for Heroic, which means that Big now have a pretty comfortable 3rd round. Sirison can lead the charge, maybe get some cash. Nice name stack though. That does a huge amount of damage. Sets Pests up for a kill as well. And now Sirison taking long range duels with the Mac 10 doesn't work out for him. Only good for the 1. They are clearing players up now. Crimbo's still low, so want to avoid him going down while they deal with the rest of these heroic players.
Really got to be careful. Heroic, there are guns that currently can't be recovered in towards middle. Big are just waiting. Trying to see if Heroic overstep. They are pushing the extremity though. Yabi having a little bit of a peek towards the ramp, looking to try and wrap in on these players. tabseN's already looking for it. He's already holding for it, aware of this potential possibility. Can then even regroup with Sin up into the apartments, has a little bit of a look, and Yabi gets removed. Things get a little bit more comfortable now for Big.
Yeah, Shush might just try and go and recover himself one of these fallen pieces of weaponry. It's a MAC-10 and a rifle that can be collected. They're holding for this as well. Crimbo is sitting up towards top mid. This is really nice composure from Big. They really don't want to give up any advantage. They know they've got plenty of time left here. Know that they want to keep 3 rifles over just to make it easier into the follow-up. This could be Shush's chance. He's tucked in towards connector. They make noise here on the cross. He might be able to swing out and catch a back turned. This could be the timing. Good swing out. Nice tap from Shush. Looking for the second. Couldn't quite convert it. That would have been something special, but fantastic damage from Heroic.
Yeah, Big, they do survive. Good to see tabseN has started off strong in this game. 6-0. Did call about it in the pre-show. 1.38 rating so far at the RMRs. Yeah, it gets a little bit scary. The pistol's just overwhelming towards middle. But Big slow that one down. They even check and account for the flank. And then when they do make their move towards the bomb site, they all group up to make sure they don't get isolated 1 versus 1. But here's what this is all about. Cadian with the AWP. searsaN with one of his own. It's a quick start in towards underpass for Heroic.
Yes, down being set up. Anti-flash. Cadian peering through the smoke as well. So far, no contact from Big. They're playing this on passive, sitting back, waiting to see if Heroic will push. The moment they are not, when the smokes fade, they're going to have to start to back out. They fall back in towards connector. Big have been waiting for this timing as well. They can start to position. Flash out to support a peek towards B as well. At the moment, it's not caused any rotations from Heroic. Now they start to consider. Yabi's the only one over here. Stan's peek top mid and not spotted anyone. That's ahead. Did Yabi spot it? TeSeS also going to be peering out, not spotting anyone at the moment. The smoke comes down. Yabi's found one. He's still standing strong. Rotations can come through. Crimbo's dealt with down though. Yabi's come up big for another, and there's TeSeS. Bomb drops as well. Delivered to them. searsaN in a 1 versus 4. Gets the first one towards Yabi. Drops down, uses the sound of the shot to silence it, and gets a second one onto TeSeS. This is still on. 1 versus 2. Cadian and Shush, they both peek together, and it's too much for searsaN.
What a hold from Yabi. Such an important couple of kills in towards that bomb site. It just means that TeSeS can then step in and rotate out. Even after Stan clears into top middle, Cadian still accounting for that. Then that peek at the end, really nice work from searsaN. Manages to work his way through, gets a couple of kills. But that peek in towards market window, it was layered. One player crouching down, one player standing up, means that they can just stand still. And it's such a difficult position for that AWP to pick apart both. Heroic, guns come out, an important round back in immediately.
Yeah, you can see, despite those rounds earlier and the fact that they made them expensive, Big decide not to fully buy into this one. Deagles across the board. Heroic a chance now to start to build up their bank. And good to see Yabi getting off to a good start with that site hold. Since coming into this roster, he's been a player that's been looked at. Not quite putting up the numbers that maybe we'd hoped initially, but is coming into his own.
I like that. Just saw that on the player count. tabseN just talking to his team, gesturing with his hands as well. It's a Deagle. It's a partial investment. They're just waiting for Heroic to push. Nothing really happened until you took a look at the top left of your screen. Yabi and TeSeS grouping, trying to get some information. But it's just another one of these rounds where they can just sit back. They can talk about what's happened so far, how they want to rectify the issues going forward. But TeSeS, this is a big walk here. Lots of information being gathered up for Heroic.
Yeah, TeSeS could be the undoing of this round for Big. Stan's also holding through short on a passive line. Such a narrow angle, and TeSeS is about to peek into all, but he's going to go back towards T-spawn. It's gone the wrong direction. Big continue to walk up through connector, but you can see Stan is aware of it. especially with that smoke drop towards Connector. And now they're going to make their way through. Down, trying to fight this player. And Sin deals with him. Now they all start to fall apart. Yabby, he's rotated over as well. Down pulls out the USP and cleans them up with a double.
Really well played. Cool round though from Big. They're just slowing things down in towards middle. And they work their way through the connector smoke. They try to split on towards the jungle player initially. Just doesn't work out. Down hold strong. Heroic up to a second. Don't think they lose a single player. So the bank, you can now start to be established. Speaking about Bank's investment, Big. They bring out the guns now. Searson back in with the AWP. Already saw a multi-kill from him in the previous time he had this weapon. Now he's just holding for a push in towards middle. Heroic, they might give it to him.
Yes, Down takes a peek out, doesn't spot anybody and falls back. tabseN's accelerated. Yabby's close by and short though. He swings around. Both these players focus on this angle. Thinks better of it, starts to fall back. Yabby's repositioned in towards ladder as well. The spread from Big here all across the map. Nice flash from Cadian. Sets up Stan for the peak. Removes tabseN immediately. That's a huge kill to find.
Heroic doing really well at working together and getting these information plays. They're being dynamic with it as well. We've seen a ramp push, a B push, and now this connector threat. All within the first 6 rounds of play. Heroic keeping it spicy, changing it up. Big looking to reset. Trying to retake middle. You've got Crimbo in towards underpass. Very loose crossfire with Searson up towards top middle. You can peek in towards the window. But Stound's the threat right now. Big, right now they're posturing for this A split with a connector presence. That bomb is making its way up towards ramp. And Heroic, they're just tucked in position. They don't need to move a muscle.
It's great setup. Searson drops the smoke. Start to make his way up short. Crimbo peers out. Tessus with an incendiary as well that can be thrown out towards ramp. That'll slow that bomb coming out. So many splits across the map. Such little time. They have to start to commit. Searson's taking a peek in towards B. Not going to spot anybody, and Cadian spots him. Down, he deals with Connector as well. Keto's found an entry from Palace. Tessus and Shush are still here. There's such little time. Keto's found another. The bomb has to come through, and Shush deals with him. Tessus finds Keto, and Heroic tie things up 3 apiece.
That was just really nice positioning from Heroic. Especially with the player in towards jungle. Holding that crossfire, taking contact initially in towards connector, can then just fall back a little bit. The player under Palace, I believe it was Tessus, can then just hold that line. So as soon as he baits them in, it's another trade. It's a very nice little crossfire setup from Heroic, and it's an interesting play from Big. They run out of time, so they deploy a short smoke. Searson goes for this peek in towards B, tries to take apart some of these players with the AWP, and if the AWP rings out and finds a kill, such as that one, then more often than not, if you're Heroic, you think, okay, well, why is the AWP there on its own? Surely there's going to be more players there committing with the bomb. They're trying to just split and send the rotations over based on the play with the sniper.
Lovely shots from Katie in this round. Obviously, it is just against the Yuko, but mention him as a player that's really putting on this great show of form at the moment. He's even going to get the 4th kill as well. Nice 4K from Cadian. Gets his flicks warmed up as we get the guns back out for Big. And Heroic take the lead on the map pick of Big early here. Get another chance with the guns though for Big, and you can see if they can put Heroic to the test.
Alright, Searson does invest into the AWP. So no armor behind it. Got a piece of utility as well. Full belts on Heroic. Cadian about to be contested in towards middle. Smoke rings out. The good damage on towards tabseN initially. Stound has always been this threat. Always supported in tandem by Yabby with this peek in towards short as well. Working in pairs to try and disrupt this big offense.
Yeah, making sure it's a vital point of the map on Mirage. It's very nice nade early onto tabseN as well from Cadian. Setting up here, bait and switch, and oh, Searson peeks off Yabby. The patience is rewarded. So Big do find an opener. You can reposition as well. Still got to play in underpass that can activate. The response from Heroic is to take control down ramp.
It's good information as well. because it means that Tesses is free to potentially make his way over to either reinforce connector or just head towards B. He's doing the latter. He's making his move all the way over. Could it be the right call, though? Because Big, they are so patient. They're retaking middle. Smokes in towards window and top connector. Stown just trying to see if he can find a little bit of a cheeky gap. 35 seconds, Big. Start to walk their way up towards short. But look, it's already really defended.
Yeah, good rotates. Tessus over here. Has utility to work with as well. Can drop the smoke to play around. Cadian's here with the AWP. Misses the first shot. Can reposition, looking for more. They're going to cross into him. Misses another. Primrose bounced down as well, but that's the bomb drop. Tabson creates him out. Tessus is still here, though. He's still fighting. Deals with Sin. 2 versus 3. Tabson's looking for Tessus, but he's staying strong. Oh, what a shot from Sirison. Through the smoke, deals with him, and Shush is on a flank. 5 seconds left. He can deny the bomb plant. No, it's just out of vision. He's going to get a kill, though. 1 versus 2 now. Knows that the bomb was planted. Out for short. Sendry to work with the flush Crimbo out into the open. Shush going to peek off it and find him as well. Looking for the third player. There he is. Spots him. Manages to cross down. Tabson was low earlier as well. Good nade. Not quite going to hit the mark, but Shush's bullets do. What a 1 versus 3 from Shush.
Oh my goodness me, you talk about the utility usage there. It's absolutely perfect from Shush. He knows exactly where all of these big players roughly are and then isolates the gunfights perfectly. What a round. Gets caught off Big in towards the apartments, and then the Molotov to flush Crimbo out, the follow-up nade to make Tabson push back away from the bench to get him out into the open. It's absolutely perfect. And the reason why that one's even made a little bit doable is because of Heroic's initial knowledge by pushing the ramp extremity. Really well played, but what a clutch from Shush.
Shush has been such a good addition to this roster since he came in. It feels, well, quite a while ago now, but such a fantastic clutch player. We saw it right there. That was with the man disadvantage as well. They lost that opening pick. But a good read on Big sets them up. Then a perfect clutch. Fast one now towards B. Yabby's on the site. Flashed off. Falls a bit more passive. Gonna reposition now, and Singh catches him with the Tech 9. That's an M4 that can be recovered. Tessus is holding from short. Smoke's gonna land as well, so now he's locked off. Forced forward into this angle. Sin does a bit of chip damage onto him. This is a good round from Big. A good setup in the post plant.
I identified that B's a little bit of a weakness. Change of pace. Big have been so slow in the last couple. Now Tessus and Shush need to try and combine him from short. Tabson just waiting. As soon as that smoke fades on market window, it's going to be difficult, but that's when Crimbo and Sin step in. That's the short presence eliminated. There's still one more player. It's Cadian with the AWP. It's not quite going to amount to anything. Big completely shut down Heroic on the B bomb site. Get around away with just the pistols.
Yeah, just Yabby there really on the defense initially. Gonna get a few nice exits at the very least, but I think Yabby gets caught off without being able to get that kill, and then they're just so fast to take positions. The smoke in towards window, the M4's collected, and then they push out short. They don't allow Heroic to get into a good position to fight early in the post plant. Tessus is forced off the position, and this is a fantastic sequence of kills. Beautiful swinging from both of the two big players. Deals with that short presence. Off the back of losing that 1v3, or the 3v1. Big fight back with a fast one towards B.
That timing on the short swing was really crucial as well, because the smoke was fading towards market window. Tabson was about to be eliminated by Stown if that hit just doesn't come in. This is a perfect moment. Really good coordinated attack from Big. Keeps them in the game. One round in, it's still 5-4. Heroic, they can still reinvest. Completely fine, don't need to worry about that one, but probably a little bit shaken by that quick explosive pace from Big.
Pace towards mid this time. Stown though with his AWP. He's got one locked in Crimbo as well after finding the opener onto Sin. This is Sendry, that's going to flush him out as well, but he can't fight. They're pushing up Keto, he's already above him. Stown has to just try and get out of here. Smoke's going to allow it, so Keto, when he makes his way through to ladder, Stown's already gotten away. That's a great opener going the way of Heroic this time, but Keto's repositioned really sneakily here. Oh, hits through the edge. The leg, Keto gets away with the kill.
This is really difficult now for Heroic. 3 players over towards A. You've got Keto just sitting in ladder the entire time. You see that Tesses has pushed up in towards the apartments in case it is a split. Shush is just posturing in towards Palace. Good control of the extremities, but it's the middle of the map. That's the underbelly of Heroic right now. Big, they've got all the control there.
Yeah, I like this idea though from Heroic. They lose down, and so with mid completely unguarded, they fall back into very difficult positions to flush out. Areas you wouldn't necessarily expect them to be posted up. Cadian's the only one in kind of a default setup. He's over towards CT now. Can throw some utility in mid as well. Crimbo gets singed, and Yabby's pushing. He's fighting. He's going all the way around, and Big is still in mid. 25 seconds. They're going to have to start to commit. A is looking like the likely destination. Shush is here. Cadian's rotated off, so it's a lot of pressure on Shush now. Yabby's on that flank, but he's going to arrive late. Shush gets the first kill, though. Drop a smoke, throws it in towards Firebox. And he's going to still stand and fight. Cadian's rotating over, and Shush is staying alive. Here's Cadian, misses a shot. Oh, that's crucial, but Tessus is here from short with the long-range spray down.
That was a really good sight hold by Tesses, but I want to just look at that execute from Big. They drop a smoke that lands in CT spawn that cuts off the vision between A and Market Door. Secondly, they drop a smoke that lands that blocks the vision from stairs to jungle. So what the intent of that originally was Big could go, therefore the gap was in jungle, through the window room, wrap B. That's why Cadian is repositioned. They pull him away from Ticket and then they split up A. That's a really cool idea, but it's a perfect hold from Heroic.
Once again, Shush just doing so much work. Gets that first kill and stays alive. Allows Cadian to rotate. Now Cadian's going to be tested again. Going to be flashing through. Misses the timing shot as the smoke comes down. Shush is playing towards stairs. And they're both flying. Both sitting in front of each other. Another flashbang and Shush is still standing. Gets the kill onto Crimbo, but he's getting peppered. The Glock doing damage. Cadian has to be careful. They're running through, trying to chase him down. Pulling back with the P250. Standing in Tessus. He's arrived at the very least. Can't recover this AWP. Bomb has gone down, though. The rifles are here. She's found a kill, and they're pushing through CT. Gabby has this fight. Lovely flashbang. Sid gets another, but Tessus with a 2K.
Some of these rounds, though, where Big get the bomb down, still get a couple of kills, make it quite close. And that's all they need, really. I mean, look at the economy. They can reinvest back in, but Heroic, they're starting to build that round buffer now. 7 already established on the CT side of Big's map pick. Just the utility all across the board, especially from Heroic in these retakes, has been really a key component of their success. Every time Tessus is getting a multi-kill, it's because these big players are fully blinded. Can't have a fair fight at all.
You have to say, though, the T side of Heroic was looking a little bit difficult against outsiders. They had no positive players on the T side. The CT side, they did really well, 9 rounds, but then they just couldn't get anything done on the T side. They found only 3 rounds in that entire half. So it is important that Heroic get off to a good start here.
Could be another A play. So the bombs make its way over. Cadian been so dynamic this entire half. Starts in window. And makes his move. This setup's quite vital. They're going to try and contest mid here. Stown, Cadian peeking on over. Accommodated by the flashbang from Shush. Now he has to try and defend against Palace. Look at this contact play from Big. They're walking in dry. Heroic, they're going to get caught off guard.
3 players here from the CT side interconnected, though, but the smoke blocks vision for 2. Kita's going to find Shush for free. Gabby, he's rotated over and smoked off as well. The spam doesn't connect. Tabson can get that bomb down. What a great plan from Big. They go for the contact, they get the kill. And now in the post line, it's 4v5, and they have all of the control.
Really well worked even flashing forward. Sin doesn't go around the corner at CT. There's no way really in for Heroic. They have to try and come through Connector as a unit. But it's one narrow choke point. Off the back of it, they're just going to try and save. Despite having some money on some of these players, it's not worth it. It's too difficult to try and get back into the bomb site, especially with limited utility. 1 smoke, 1 grenade. That's not going to do.
What a perfect play from Big. No one on site for Heroic. They're playing this heavy lean in towards mid, focusing their attention there. And Big exploit that. They throw all the standard util, start to clear. They don't find anyone on the site, and then they just walk out. Catch Shush with his back turn. Get that opener, and then the smokes just prevent any trade potential.
That's a conditioning as well. In these rifle rounds, Big, they've been really passive. They slow down the pace, and they fight out in towards middle. Drop the same smokes over towards window. Telegraphs the same play, not the case. Heroic completely blindsided, trying to reinforce control element of the map that's never there for Big in that round. Really cool play. Mind Games large at work here already in the first map of this best of 3.
Maybe on the mic there with tabseN. Commands being relayed by the coach. 5 rounds, 2, the difference between them. With Heroic having saved 4 members in that round, have plenty to work with into this one. Big's game plan early, send a few players through the apps, couple into mid. Once again, tabseN contesting. Nice nade again, brings him low. Flushed out by the incendiary as well. Stavn spotted him. Can't fight it. tabseN ready to drop a smoke should an incendiary come through to flush him out. Not gonna happen at the moment though. Stavn just repositions.
Look at Crimbo pushing the issue. A little bit of a gap here potentially. Flashbang out. Stavn falls back by this top console. Yabi in towards ladder is everything. Because that Molotov means Cadian has to fall back on short, and now Crimbo has isolated his kill, but he's not aware that Yabi's here. Difficult fight on the ladder, but Heroic, they do get the man advantage.
Nice one from Stavn as well. Catches up tabseN. 2 kills go their way, and now they can just fall back. They don't have to keep fighting this. Sin, he's looking for a response. There is this player in Yabi's still in ladder room, and Sin wants to hunt him down, wants to find him. Gonna jump over, but that's what he heard. Stavn is here, but Sin is quicker. Catches him. Now he's gonna fall back, fakes out the noise to reposition onto Yabi and finds him too. The young gun from Sin is stepping up, gets 2, puts it back into this 3 versus 3.
Cadian's still here though. Cadian's on B. He can still shut this one down. Tesses is moving over as well. 2 players from Heroic have guessed correctly. Big 25 seconds need to try and work their way in towards the bomb site. Sin just being sent as the little scapegoat, trying to make as much noise as possible. But guess what? Shoes, he's pushed ramp the whole damn time, and suddenly, with 15 seconds left, Big, they have to come out. But that's drawn the attention away. The bomb, it can be planted. Cadian could step right into this crosshair.
Yeah, Tessa's rotated off. Cadian's the only one here. Sirius's got him penned in as well. Keto trying to fight him, throwing a HE directly onto him, but Cadian stands tall. Deals with him, puts Sirius in another clutch. 1 versus 3 this time. Misses the shot on the first. Repositioning to fight Cadian, but Cadian hits the shot. Looks a little bit scary there for a moment. The Heroics of Sin to get that double to even things back out. They play with the rotations perfectly, but unfortunately, for Big, Heroic do win it out.
Second time's a charm for Big. They've tried that round before. Firstly with Searson in towards B. Just playing a little bit of a diversion tactic. This time it's with Sin. And because he's already found 2 kills in the round already for such good work in towards jungle, and because he's in close proximity to Connector, when Shush immediately finds that kill, he's got no information because he's tucked in towards ramp. That means the rotations have to come in. Big do get the bomb plant at the very least, but the round, it belongs to Heroic.
8 now for Heroic. They've won out the half, but they want more. Yabi goes for the short jump. He's going to make it over. Going to catch off Sirius. Wasn't spotted on that cross. That's a fantastic opener. And Stavn's found Keto as well. The pace is not working out for Big. Now the bomb has been dropped. Stavn's doing it all, and Shush is holding for Crimbo. If he walks any further, this angle is such a tricky one to be ready for. Shush can drop off on the contact as well. And, oh, he's actually going to reposition. Bomb. Sin looking for it, but he's dealt with. Crimbo's the only one left. 1 versus 5. This round is locked in.
Definitely should be. Good kill. Shush turns around at the unfortunate moment. Yabi looks to be stepping in from spawn. Crimbo accounting for this. Peeking up. This is an elevated angle and a half, but Yabi, he's on the right-hand side of this. It'll be a difficult adjustment. Crimbo sees him, spots him out, but Yabi hits the headshot. Heroic, they take 9.
Talk about a pixel there. Just spots him out, but the taps are a bit too difficult at that range. Can't crouch down for the extra accuracy either, but this fight in the middle is amazing. Yabi gets across, finds Sirius, and that is huge. And then Stavn is here to capitalize. You see Keto feels forced to go for a play here. Stavn just doubles up. That's fantastic.
Last round of the half. Heroic double digits or Big a 6. Let's find out. Flashbang turn. tabseN pushing the issue in middle. This time for Heroic is a heavy B setup. They're just going to push early. Cadian leading the charge with Yabi close behind him. They've played all of the B apartments already, but Searson has hit the shot on towards stairs. Tesses can rotate over to reinforce A, but look at this fight. It's all on Crimbo versus Cadian.
Cadian's continuing to push. Going down to clear underpass. And off the back of this, he has to make a decision. Does he go through to mid or does he go back? Gonna be mid. No, decides to push back. Doesn't spot anyone. So now he's locked in this side of the map. That allows the rest of his pieces to focus over towards A. Yabi's rotated over. Cadian just holds this. Crimbo is going to start walking out and clearing. Now, he should be prepared for the push, given the clock. He's going to go for the clear. Jiggles the angle, but Cadian wins out the duel. That's huge. He can now fall back, and if Big want to go towards B, they have to be so careful about it.
There's a gap in towards middle. Yabi rotated back towards the market window, so Tabson's got this real estate in towards connector. Creeping his way forward. Is being held, though. Tesses is holding for this position. Now the utility can come back out. Crossfire with Yabi. Good flashbang. But Tesses, he's burning alive in the Molotov. This is where Tabson can step in. And Sin, he's found Tesses under the balcony. Shush, he's been in this smoke, but Searson gets rid of him through the smoke suddenly. 1 versus 3 for Cadian, and he's been brought down low.
Has to go for it as well. Last round of the half. Gonna flash over, but has to reposition. 19 HP. Feels undoable. Sin has got him locked down as well. Can't even drop through the window without making such a racket. We're going to see if someone peeks him. It's not going to happen. They're setting up passive, and Sin deals the killing blow. 9-6 is the half as Heroic take the lead.
Yeah, we'll find out what this second half of this first map has to offer just after this quick break.
Welcome back, everybody. 9-6 was the half. Here on Mirage, the map pick of Big, where Heroic has started off with a lead.
Yeah, they've been performing pretty well. Really nice information plays has allowed them to shuffle their defense in towards the right bomb site. But Big at the end, some really cool inventive ideas, and these late hits in towards the bomb site were catching Heroic off guard. The sides have now swapped over. Pistol begins for Heroic. Smoke and flash and heavy presence in towards mid, especially with the bomb.
Yeah, Big. No utility, no kit. Pure armor USP. Looking for the fight. Stan's holding for this push as well. Gonna pot spot the first. Grimbo. It's damage either side, but Tessus doubles up. Fantastic opener. Deals with Sirison and Crimbo. tabseN and Sin, they're sitting back waiting for a response that's not coming. And the rest of Heroic are now going to group up towards B.
Only one player here so far, Keto. Been given this responsibility. Sin's pushing top mid to see if there's any presence there, but it's unfortunate. It's not well timed. Good shot from Keto. Fins the numbers just a little bit, but now has to do a lot more. Good kill onto the second. That one drops the bomb, and Sin, he stepped in at short in the meanwhile. tabseN, difficult fight, but does lock that one in. Now things get a lot harder for tabseN in the 1 versus 3.
Yeah, Tessus has found 4 already. tabseN's looking for something in response, but Stown shuts him down. It looks a little dicey there. Keto with a fantastic double, but Tessus, what a pistol round.
Just when he gets the second kill, you start to believe a little bit, especially because it allows the time for Sin to step in. But tabseN, 4 kills in the round, so impactful. Heroic, they get themselves off to a perfect start on this T side.
I like the idea to go for the contact towards top mid as well. Trying to go for that fight, but Heroic are just holding for it. I mean, Tessus getting that double is absolutely fantastic. Not much you can do about that. Other than win out the duels yourself, I suppose. Cadian has this MAC-10, and there are quite a few USPs on the other side, so he's going to be taking point. Has support in Yabi behind him with the Galil, and there's a player in Sjuush as well. So it is an A crunch, and it is a stack from Big. There's a chance this gets a little bit crazy. Utility thrown out. Brave flashbang. Cadian spraying with the MAC-10. Gets 2 kills while blind. Sjuush deals with Sin as well. So tabseN has only found this MAC-10 and a smoke grenade. Now the bomb is going towards B. They've got the read. Stan's walked all the way through. And the stack crisis is averted. Sjuush just about but deals with tabseN.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Cadian finds 2 there, fully blind, just wildfire with the SMG. That's all on Stown, though. The fact that he's just pushing, just lurking through, completely finds B empty. And then Heroic, they begin to rotate as soon as he's pushed towards market door. So he can take first contact immediately. It's good stuff from Heroic.
Tactical use by Big as they go into the first gun round of the CT side. Going to be M4s out across the board. No AWP out quite yet. See what their plan is coming into this round, because now that round deficit's starting to increase. 5 rounds between these 2 teams. Cadian doesn't quite have enough for an AWP, so he's going to have an AK. Looks like might one on the floor for him to collect. No?
Ooh. Alright. Quicker pace. Look at this. They're just going to go for it. Yabi catches off Keto. Well, there's a rifle on the floor. Now tabseN will step in. Really nice shot. Multi-kill's perfect. Sjuush deals with the top mid push. There's so many players just reinforcing that area. tabseN accommodated by that flash. Crimbo just holding towards CT. Bomb planted at the very least. Cadian has now picked up a Galil. Retake needs to come in now for Big.
They had the man advantage. tabseN's already found 3 kills. Right, they're ready for a flash, but it doesn't come. Stown, he just stands strong. No flash there to support. Sin had no utility. Couldn't set them up, and you can see what happened. Sin's going to be flashed as well. Half blind. Stown with the triple. Saves Heroic. That was a 2 versus 3. It felt like Big had done it all, but Stown just standing on top of the bin. Just kills them all.
Yeah, it really looked like they were waiting for that flash there. Yeah, Sin didn't have one at all. Then the peaks just come out one by one. Not coordinated properly. Stown. He'll take that every day of the week. Collects 3 for his troubles. Heroic now double the score lead of Big, 12-6. A lot more favourable for the Danes. Cadian leading the charge. Good grenade on towards Tesses. But look how much space they've got already. And you take a look at the partial investment Big are working with. Have to try and step in. Tesses coming around the corner, but that's a good shot from Sin.
Want to open it up, but Sound is there for the immediate trade. SyrsoN might be unnoticed here, though. He's standing on top of the ladder. Difficult angle to clear, but Sound's being thorough. Molotov's not going to flush SyrsoN out, though. Hasn't spread over to him. Sound's definitely ready for this. Flashes up, gonna be clearing. Spots out SyrsoN. Nice kill from Sound. Almost caught up by tabseN as well, but deals with him as well. Triple kill, Cadian here for k1to. Neck leaning house against Big. That round prior really coming back to hurt Big now.
I'm so impressed by Stan. The fact that he even Molotovs that, knows that there could be a gap, so then flashes forward. Turns on the swivel, gets rid of tabseN. Leaving nothing to chance. Every single tricky little corner accounted for. Heroic, well on their way to making a mockery out of Big on Mirage. 13 rounds on the board about to be established. Guns can come back in. syrsoN will have enough money for the AWP as well.
Yes, T-side was a struggle, as mentioned, against Outsiders for Heroic, but not looking like they're struggling at all here. Next round, vital for Big. They have to pick up this first rifle round. They're yet to get one on the CT side. Good news is, AWP will come out for syrsoN.
Very impressed by how inventive Big were being on this T side. But since it's swapped over, it's all been Heroic in the score feed. Timeout even being cool. They want to deal with this investment that Big are going to throw at them effectively. They don't want to give any opportunity for Big to kind of establish a little bit of a foothold in on this second half. Just want to make this one as clean as possible.
Chat here between Cadian and the gang. Very important round for Big. Have to pick this one up. Looking at syrsoN with that AWP. Storm hit some nice shots on the T side, but really it's all been tabseN so far on the CT half. It's going to be going in towards mid. Smoked off. Jumps across in towards short as well, so he can post up there, but Heroic have nothing to do with it. Heavy lean towards A.
syrsoN's going to be here, though. tabseN going to get blocked off by the smokes. That's a great entry. Sjuush removes k1to. tabseN can't go up and over. Slight gap in the smoke, and syrsoN's try and exploit, but doesn't cross. Doesn't spot the cross because of the flash. Down can now step in, but these flashes from Crimbo, that's much better. Sin doubles up. Bomb can be punched in, but now it's a really difficult retake for Heroic to try and survive. But Gabby, that's a great shot. Knows Crimbo's there as well. Important multi-kill, and syrsoN's now left alive. 1 versus 2 in towards Connector. Has an idea. The Cadian could be behind default, but can't account for Tesses.
Looking for it. Goes for the wall bang, but doesn't hit. And syrsoN just wants to save the AWP. No time on the clock. No idea where the second player is. Just falls back, and Tesses is hunting. He's chasing him down, but syrsoN should get away. Maybe not. Tesses is close behind, and syrsoN's slowed down. Might they even get to hold on to this AWP? They're hounding him from every direction. Drops the smoke to even try and get away, but Cadian's here and deals with him. Even gets an AWP. What a fantastically executed round from Heroic. The speed, they catch off k1to, push into CT. The flashes from Big are perfect. Catch off 2 players. It looks like Big are in a perfect position to then take the round, but Jabby just doubles up. Fantastic individual aim duels, and Heroic step it over the line.
Huge step up from Jabby. And Heroic, they just keep it simple. It's just A smokes onto the bomb site. Perfect flash over towards the bottom of stairs means that player can get into CT in the first place. Now Big, their economy is in tatters. 1 rifle on Sin. k1to just walks to his demise over at ramp. And Heroic, they've established control into middle already. Ooh, Sin will get the kill. Immediate trade though.
Yeah, Stand through the smoke, finds Sin. Now he's going to jump up in towards window. Heroic have all the momentum with them, and they're not afraid to play with pace. Gabby's caught off Crimbo on the flank as well. That's the opening now over towards B, because Stown could just sit in here. He can catch off any rotations, and oh, doesn't quite spot Tabson in mid. That's a blind spot. So he's going to continue to snake his way up, but the problem is Stown is in the back lines. Stown can cut off this rotation from Sirison. So Tabson actually is going to go to B, and well, in fact, A is the destination. They make their way back through underpass. Heroic are playing with their food at the moment. Course the rotations from Big, and they've got the completely wrong read. And Stown's even going to catch off Sirison here. Okay, Sirison does dart by. Tabson immediately starts to run back, but now he's been tagged. Gonna go for the fight, does damage on the 2, but can't quite convert the kill. This round is done and dusted. Heroic are getting up to 15.
They're just hunting Searson as well. Look at them all go. Stown will lock that one in, 15-6. Not even allowed to save a pistol. What a T-side from Heroic. It's something we called into question when Mirage was selected. I think it's something that Big we're going to try and exploit. Couldn't be further removed from the truth. It's absolute flawless T-side, looking for even more. Such incredible work from Heroic.
Been impressed by Sin, to be honest, though, on the big side. He's been actually stepping up. Now tied with Tabson, but need all 5 firing off, and that's exactly what's happening on the Heroic side. Aggression now from Big. Tabson's going to find a kill on Tessus, and now Keto's found one as well, but Sirison and Keto fall. Tabson's rotated over and doubled up. He's doing it all here. He's found 3 in the round. Now Stown's left. 1 versus 3 has picked up the AWP. Has to collect the bomb and deal with 3 big players. Slowly but surely.
This looks better from Big. The fact that they take the fight to Heroic, they can't just throw any of their utility, get caught off guard. Not afraid to fight. Right in the face of adversity. Stown, 1 versus 3.
It's 1v2 here.
Closer.
Look, Tabson, he's holding off the rotate. Off towards T spawn, so Stown, if he can isolate these duels, there's a way into this. He's looking for the first fight. Got a flash, gonna jump around, looking for a fight. No one in connector. Has so much time to work with though. Sin spots him out though, he's brought so low. This clutch becomes 10 times more difficult. Now Tabson starts to accelerate on this flank. Gonna catch him off. Stown. This one looks impossible. Gonna start to retreat, and he's gonna be walking straight towards Tabson. Throws the AWP away to try and prevent that being collected. And a second AWP. He's just trying to hide these, but Tabson's having none of it.
Cool idea from Stown. Trying to be the caretaker on Mirage. Throw these ults away. Don't want to allow Searson to get one. Even with that flank coming in from Tabson, I like how patient he was. Made it towards ramp and then just waited, just in case there was a rotation away from Stown trying to save onto his weapon. Then by the time it ticked down low, that's where he makes his move. Reclaims the AWP, places it in Searson's palms. 15-7, finally. An answer from Big, but it needs to be a whole lot more. It needs to be right here, right now, peeking in. Good shot, Yabby. Only brought down to about below half.
Yeah, not the kill he was hoping for. It's good damage. Yabby just has the MAC-10. 2 MAC-10s in play here. No need to buy them, so they are going to be going fast towards B. Sending out the utility. MAC-10s can lead the charge, but Searson's here. As is Keto. Another nice nade. Yabby brought down low again. 26 HP, but now they're getting set up. MAC-10's getting into position. Searson holding window. The rotations will be slow. Has to be on these 2 big players to step up.
Great Molly. Burns the clock down even further. Crimbo can now reposition over towards the van. Deploys that smoke so now he can go up and over it. Try to use this as a one-way. You can even just peek out, just tucking all the way in. This is so difficult for Heroic. They're looking for an escape plan. Redirecting through underpass. There's a player in window to deal with this. Yabby can just drop his utility. It's all onto Sin, really.
Yeah, Heroic is starting to play with the rotations. They've caused another player to rotate. Sin, he's starting to make his way towards B. And Heroic are repositioning. 20 seconds left on the clock, though. They need to go onto a bomb site. Stown's in window. Sin spotted him crossing. Now they know that A is the play. The bomb's coming out, 15 seconds left. They have to make it over, have to get past Keto. He's holding it from Ramp, and tabseN's here as well. Falling apart are Heroic. Simply no time. Every kill going the way of Big. And Sjuush and Yabi, well, they look like they're just going to be saving.
Even whilst they're playing with the rotations, tabseN's still accounting for the fact that they could split up through Connector. Drops a really well-timed incendiary right on the stairs. It means that Heroic can't quite run all the way through because they've already been chipped down by the utility in towards the B apartments. By slowing that down just enough, it means that an extra player can then step in. Come back over to this A bomb site, and Keto's in ramp, holding this crossfire. Saw that on the CT side for Heroic. It comes back to bite them. Taste of their own medicine. Now it's Big with consecutive rounds in a row. Still a long way back into this game. Heroic just calling a little bit of a pause, looking to reinvest in. Yabi, armed and equipped with a MAC-10, could have bought an A case. This one could be a little bit faster.
I think that's that saved over one, right? They wanted to go for that fast play last round, but obviously decided to pull that one off and ended up being a very slow play that resulted in it being saved. That was the opposite of the intention of that purchase.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we'll see if Yabi can maybe change it up this time. Fast in mid, all 5 Heroic players looking to take this control. syrsoN sitting back in towards Connector. Molotov to flush him off, drops the smoke down so he can play as a one-way. No timing here on the shot though. Yabi's crossed over and trying to spam through. Once again though, Sjuush, they've got a player up and towards window. syrsoN's holding for a new peek and not ready for a player to already be here. Heroic thriving in the chaos once again. Sin now pushing to find something, deals with Tessus. Can't quite connect onto Sound though, pushes out and trades. Good stuff early on here from Heroic. They have the man advantage. Now they have to make a decision as to what they do with it. Plenty of time left on the clock.
They're just waiting. Look at this reaction. Look at Keto. Already in towards ramp. tabseN's making a move back over towards B. Crimbo anticipating this where the hit could ultimately end up, but Heroic, they haven't moved a muscle. They're trying to catch up a rotation here, not being allowed anything so far. Yabi's even holding passive just in case this extremity is pushed on the end of Big. This happened on the other side of the map. Now going to regroup in towards middle. tabseN could be caught off guard here, looking for information. Stavn has spotted him. That's given up the ghost.
Unfortunate timing there for Stavn. Falls off the angle just as tabseN peaks, but still able to do a bit of chip damage. Now Yabi, he's just going to accelerate through this smoke. They throw it down to bait out that they might not be going there. They might be splitting towards B, but no, it's a full commit towards A. Keto is still tucked in towards ramp. This is being accounted for. They're going to plan for CT, taking that control instead. Heroic, tabseN gets flashed through. That's fantastic. Yabi dealt with. Puts it back into a 3 versus 3, and Sjuush is low. Keto now, he starts to swing out and fight. Deals with Sjuush. Storn, he's spotted out, trying to play around. Looking for the find. Keto gets him. 2 versus 2 now. tabseN and Crimbo have to come up big here. tabseN's found one, all on Katie and dig down, but nice shot to tabseN. 1 versus 1, but it's not planted for him. It's on the other side and it's being stuck. Crimbo, he's just going to defuse it.
Another really important retake. Cadian's looking towards default. He's got no idea that the bomb's planted for triple. Little bit of miscommunication. Little bit of nerves. Sweat on the brow of Heroic. Again, that's just another perfect retake. Flashes come in. Keto pushes ramp. Fawn in their side, and a multitude of these rounds now coming up. Cadian, really nice shot onto the first, but can't quite convert it. This could be a faster play, potentially. Cadian peeking in towards B, holding for this peak. Bomb all the way back in spawn. So just looking to establish the control. Another nice grenade in syrsoN. He's even holding underpass.
Oh, nice kill into Stavn. A little bit wide on that jump peak. syrsoN gets an oper, and the response for Heroic is to immediately try and crunch in here. Sin's found Yabi though. Cadian gets one back in response, but Crimbo's not even needed. Sjuush just walking out. Keto spotted out, but Keto wins the duel. That would have been big if he finds that kill, but no, not going to be. And now tabseN has Cadian locked in. Easiest kill of his life. Tessus does find one. Now it's a 1 versus 3. Knows that a player will be on the flank quickly. At least he's going to get this bomb down. Utility out as well gives him something to work with.
Regrouping towards ramp. tabseN is actually reconvened with his teammates in towards middle. Tess says could go up and over here, maybe to try and take the fight towards Big. But he's just going to tuck in towards Tetris. Just trying to hold. Plenty of utility for Big to disperse onto the bomb site. Kits are plenty as well. Crimbo and Tabson well armed. Tessus takes the first contact but can't get past the first man. Crimbo locks that one in. Big, they find double digits.
It's always going to be difficult for Tessus and Big group up as a pack, so that even if Crimbo had gone down there, they had 2 more players that could have immediately traded out. Perfectly executed for Big, gets them up to double digits. And Heroic, they just need one more round, but Big are proving to be a difficult beast to get past. Looking good on the defense now, they're into the swing of things, but they still need 5 more consecutive just to take us to overtime.
It's coming up in their favor though. It's these information plays in the mid round that are really helping Big out. That round you see Keto, a lot more reserved, plays back in towards triple. That's because Tabson's pushing middle instead. So whilst they're being dynamic on the approach, they're making sure that not too many of these defenders are overstepping the mark. 15 to 10. Backhand with the buy still are Heroic. They're kind of reaching the end of their finances.
That loss bonus starting to tick up though, 3,400 you can see at the top of your screen. It's going to be a tough one for Big. Seriously, he's peeking on the other side of the map now. Got that opener the round prior against Stam. This time, it's Shush. He's sitting waiting for a push, and Tabson's pushing as well. The Tessus and comes out ahead. Deals with top mid, and now Shush feels like he has to activate, and that's where Sirison is sitting, waiting. 2 great openers for Big on opposite sides of the map. Tabson's pushing further. He wants more. This bomb going to be walking straight past him in a moment, but Heroic will be accounting for this. You can see all 3 Heroic players coming back to meet up with this bomb. Tabson's still tucked in here. Not spotted him. Trigger Discipline gets one. Can't quite get the second. Could have ended the round right there, but he does find one, which that should be enough. 2 versus 4. You know exactly where these Heroic players are. You can see the repositionings now. Sin in towards window. Keto is in towards jungle holding connector.
Sin steps in through the fire and the flames. Does good damage on towards Stown. Now escapes. But that allows a little bit of a gap up towards short. Crimbo will step in. Just holding this little bit of an offie towards short. Has been spotted as well. Got to be careful because Stown, he's been lights out all game. Fakes even accounts for Sin. That's an incredible kill to find. KD can even lock in this rotation, but Searson finds him. 1 versus 2. This one is still on. Stown can close out the game right here with an ace.
The incredible way to do it. 22 HP, repositioned in towards short. Both these players coming from market. Searson's got a smoke. They've got flashes. They've both got kits. Bomb now getting towards half. Stown holding his angle. Going to spot the first. Deals with Keto. Searson now 1 versus 1. Knows where Stown is. Drops the smoke and deals with Stown. Searson comes up clutch and keeps Big in the game.
What a round though. The fact that he eliminates Crimbo firstly at bench and then accounts for Sin because Sin was just fighting them in towards middle and had to jump out the window because of the incendiary. Perfect shots, all on, such low HP as well. Really nice attempt, and that was a 3 versus 5 that nearly came back to bite Big.
Down to the wire for Big. Tactical coming through off the back of that one. Can't give Heroic anything. What a round from Stown. 27 kills at the moment. In the scoreboard. By a reasonable margin. Tabson's up there in 24. He's having a fantastic game as well. Again, because that lost bonus and that bomb plant as well, Heroic can keep fighting this. They can keep investing. Another AWP comes out as well. So Cadian still has that to work with. Bomb going over towards Palace. Mid control being established for Big with the utility. Looking like a split. Got 1 player in towards ramp, 2 out towards mid. Caden's going to start to make his way back as well. They're going to be popping out through Palace once the utility has been set up and ready. Caden regroups with his teammates. Stown going to be coming out through mid. Tessus, he's going to go towards underpass. Smoke dispensed. Now they start to come out. Just going to be raining through the skies. Searson, He's standing on the site. Should just start with Keto. Cadian deals a talisman all now on the Cirrus and misses the shot. Yabby deals with him. That's 3 openers going their way. Stow went down, but that's it. And look at the flying Testis is coming through the B bomb site. This one feels like heroics through and through, but Sin has something to say about it. All now on to Crimbo, 1 versus 3.
Simple pop play on towards the A-bomb site could be Big's undoing. Crimbo, he's being flanked upon. Tesses walking the way through the entire time. Crimbo's not ready for it. Heroic will take 16. Big, really nice, inspired comeback towards the end of the game, but Heroic just have the mental fortitude to close out the game. They keep it simple. They group together towards that A-bomb site and they find round number 16.
Heroic, they take the first map in this promotion series. The winner of this series will be going to the major. We're going to take a very short break, but when we come back, we're going to break this one down.
Sitz auf meiner Fensterbank, die Nacht zieht vorbei. Ich blick über den Tellerrand, trinke Sekt auf Eis. Ein Teufel und ein Engel tanzen auf dem Parkett. Vielleicht sind wir unsterblich, müssen nie wieder weg. Fadet auf den Wohnzimmerdeal. Baby, sag, wieso sind wir hier? Kann sein, dass wir den Boden verlieren. Wir heben ab morgens um 4. Ich sitz auf meiner Fensterbank, die Nacht zieht vorbei. Ich blick über den Tellerrand, trinke Sekt auf Eis. Ein Teufel und ein Engel tanzen auf dem Parkett. Vielleicht sind wir unsterblich, müssen nie wieder weg. Ich sitz auf meiner Fensterbank, die Nacht zieht vorbei. Ich blick über den Tellerrand, trinke Sekt auf Eis. Ein Teufel und ein Engel tanzen auf dem Parkett. Vielleicht sind wir unsterblich, müssen nie wieder weg.
Heroic close out. Big's map pick of Mirage 16-11. It was looking quite dominant at one stage, but Big, they really found form back in the later stage of their defensive half.
Yeah, it's a great start from Heroic, a 9-6 half going into things, and they got off to a really good start on their T side. Looked like they were ready to close that map out really quickly, but then Big started to dig their feet in. We saw some fantastic rounds from a few individuals stepping up. Tabson in particular looked fantastic, but in the end, Heroic were just too much to handle.
I mean, it was Stown and his clutch potential, right? It just felt like wherever that man went, he just had a multi-kill in him. Nearly got that 1 versus 3, I think it was, nearly ace clutch. Like, that was absolutely absurd to close out that game. We take a look at some of the highlights because it was back and forth in the first half. Big had some really good team rounds to kick off the game. They were taking a commanding lead to start with, and then Heroic worked their way back in, became a lot more settled, and as soon as the side swapped over, it was one-way traffic for the majority.
Yeah, exactly. It's the side of the T-tails here for Heroic. They look so good on their T side, and we saw some incredible clutches as well. Shush, you got to cast your mind back to that 1 versus 3 right on that CT side. That was incredible. Absolutely shut down Big in their tracks, and yeah, just the individuals stepping up across the board for Heroic, and that was the big difference here. It was a team effort.
Yeah, really well performed. And however, I want to draw attention to Sin. You highlighted him during the cast. The fact that he's stepping up at this level, competing against Heroic, who are arguably a top 5 team in the world, coming out swinging, competing with Tabson, who's been a standout all the RMR event, is good signs to come for Big.
Yeah, Sin looked really good. Really impressed with what we saw from Sin. We do have a player head-to-head as well that we can show you of 2 players that certainly stood out. No surprises here. Tabson and Stown, Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, look, this was the head-to-head we had going into the series, and the fact that it's the same 2 players into map 1 just really tells a story, doesn't it? 27-16 for Stown, 24-20 for Tabson. But just look at the ADR. Look how much impact they were having in these rounds, especially Tabson just really taking the issue, fighting this map control early, taking the advantage back away from Heroic and making them feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah, I felt like Tabson's just trying to drag through through this series, kicking and screaming, right? I think that was the big difference, right? Heroic, not just Stown, Cadian, Tessus, Shushin as well, all stepping up and playing really well. Whereas on the other side, I think a play we were missing out on was Sirison. He's been having a really good run here at the RMRs, but on Mirage just couldn't quite get the momentum going.
Yeah, and you contrast that to Cadian, who was playing really well. I mean, we can take a look at the team head-to-head here, and yeah, Searson towards the bottom of the pack, and meanwhile Cadian shining towards the top. And Big, they were accounting for Cadian. I think there's some of the rounds that they were demonstrating on the T side were specifically to play with his rotations. Cast your mind back, you've got that smoke that lands all the way in CT spawn and in front of the stairs to disrupt Cadian, pulls him in to look at B when Big try and execute out towards A. So it's clear that that was a target in their minds, and it did work to some extent, but at the end of the day, if Searson isn't firing and competing at the same level as Cadian, then it's always going to be difficult for Big to find a way in.
Yeah, and even at the bottom of the Heroic side, Yabi, it's still not the most standout performance, but it was consistent. He was finding the kills he needed to. Remember, he equalized that situation where it was a 3v5 into a 3v3, which essentially set them up to win that round. So, yeah, some really great stuff from the individuals of Heroic, and just working as a really cohesive unit allowed them to take Big's map pick as well of Mirage.
Yeah, and now we move over to Heroic's map pick of Inferno. That one's going to come up in just a couple of moments, and for me, you take a look at Inferno, you take a look at the fact that Heroic are on this win streak. They've beaten Na'Vi on it recently, Astralis. It feels good. And the fact that they had it was a pretty convincing win on Mirage. It only sets them up for further success here going into their map pick of Inferno.
Yeah, the only games that Big have played on it recently in the last 3 months is against For the Win, which they won at Pro League, and then they lost to Outsiders on the same map, also at Pro League. So not a lot that they've been playing recently. Definitely for Heroic, they come into it with a lot of confidence, considering how well they were playing as well, particularly on that T side, which is obviously where they'll be starting on Inferno.
Yeah, they looked really good. And the fact that you've got Stown just taking the initiative and just kind of even willing to kind of entry into this, I mean, it could be very difficult, and the defense could really be unpicked and unleashed. And you talk about AWPs, we've already kind of mentioned that. You look to Inferno, Big, they will be starting on the CT side at the very least, so it gives Searson the chance to warm up into this, take some more favourable angles. But when the sides swap over, T side or pin on Inferno, it's very difficult.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the critical thing here for Big. They have to get off to a good start on the CT side. They have to get Searson onto the AWP, and they have to get him hitting shots. Tabson looked amazing, so if he can continue that form and they can get a couple more individuals stepping up alongside him, that could be enough for them to take Inferno.
it could be. Well, we're going to find out how that map will play out in just a few minutes. Going to throw it to a short break. When we come back, we'll talk all things Inferno.
Do it in ranked.
Whoa! How? This dude is insane.
Do it on land.
Oh my god!
I need this guy on my team.
Do it on stage. Do it all on an Intel Extreme Masters certified PC. Game like the pros.
Great teams form around great leaders. Here we go.
悪魔が恐れるデビルハンターはな、頭のネジがぶっ飛んでるやつだ。まだ人もみもしてねえんだよ。
Hey Future Pros! Sometimes in CS you just want to get aggressive and take the fight straight to the enemy. I'll use this mid push from Astralis to demonstrate a reasonably good approach to get up in the faces of your foes on Inferno. It really helps if you're keeping track of the T's economy, as doing this against a fully bought T side will have varying results. This strategy requires 3 Future Pros, 2 HEs and an AWP. Future Pro number 1. You'll be the player who pushes deep into mid. As you make your way to mid, get your HE out and lob it down mid. This makes sure that if anyone does face you, then they will already have taken some damage. Make sure to push along the right side of the wall so you don't get killed by a T holding steps. Tuck yourself into this corner and listen for any noise or calls from your teammates. When Future Pro 3 has made some kind of contact towards T steps, this is your cue to peek out and hopefully get a free kill. After this contact, keep your head on a swivel, as multiple Ts could be about to flood out ult mid or T steps. Future Pro number 2. You will mostly be holding ult mid, but first throw this HE just as Future Pro 1 does. Once you have thrown your HE, it is possible for Ts to be close to you already from ult mid, so be ready for a fight. You can cycle between holding mid and ult mid depending on how the Ts are pushing. Be confident in your aim and quickly process any information you receive. Future Pro number 3, you'll be holding T steps from the top of mid with an AWP. Your role is to relay information to your team and act as support so your fellow Future Pros can't be singled out. And that's it. Going aggressive as CT is always a risk, but if you and your lads are feeling dominant, this can be a great way to control the flow of a match. It could completely fail as well, and if it does, I don't want to hear anything in the comments. Get some DM in instead and keep improving.
Welcome back, everybody. We're getting ready to jump into map 2 between Big and Heroic. Heroic took the first map, that was Mirage, Big's map pick, and Inferno, that's Heroic. So now they are 1 map away from qualifying for the major.
Yeah, the stakes are very high in this one, because if you drop into the 2-2 seeding, it gets a little bit difficult. There are going to be some very big teams in there. The potential of maybe a Mauser, a Vitality, Outsiders, OG, Heroic. They've already lost a best of 1 to Outsiders here at the RMR. You've also got the French Derby taking place a little bit later on. You've got Heat versus Falcons. I mean, there are some teams that can provide upsets, so you want to go the easy way. It's a difficult best of 3 this series, but you don't want to have to play another one tomorrow.
Yeah, we're certainly seeing the upsets already here at the RMR. So for Heroic, they don't want to have to face another one. They want to take this one nice and clean. And yeah, as you mentioned, it's not an elimination game. This is the progression game. So it is the spot for the major, whereas the loser will have another chance tomorrow. But obviously, you want to keep it clean. You want to close it out here.
Yeah, you really do. And you look forward to Inferno. We've already talked about the fact that Heroic are on this streak and big. Need to try and find a way back into the game, but there are pieces of the puzzle that could slot into place. Searson, if you start shining on this map, if Sin keeps having a good performance like he did on Mirage against Heroic, then there's real potential here for them to really do this. As we get this flyover, yeah, we got this flyover now coming into the Cobbly streets of Inferno, and that sets the stage perfectly for our second map here. It's going to be Inferno between Big and Heroic. Heroic is their map pick, and they've already taken down Mirage.
Yeah, Heroic 1 map away from the major. This could be it. Starting on the T side, they're going to be spreading out a couple of players in towards second mid, but look at this aggression for Big. They want to take the fight to them, and Keto, he's going to catch out Yabby. Sin's found one as well. Tess is trying to recover, but it's an awkward fight. Meanwhile, Tabson's pushed down Banana and found a kill. Shush trades him out. He's wounded, and now it's just Tessa's left. 3 players, they know exactly where he is. Takes the duel into Keto. That's one. Puts it now into the clutch. 1 versus 2. But Tabson, oh, he's gone down. Sin has pushed all the way through to ramp and has that bomb.
Yeah, this one's difficult, Tess says. Penned in between 2 CTs. The aggression from Big really catching Heroic off guard, and Searson re-aggresses from the balcony, swings out in, and Heroic, they're removed immediately. What a round from Big. They just take the fight straight to Heroic. That's the last thing Heroic expect, just a push down middle.
Yeah, you go up against a team like Heroic, who are well known for some fast, aggressive strategies. They're quite an aggressive team at times, and you just respond in kind, and it works out perfectly. Heroic caught off guard by this triple prong threat. They push every single extremity. They're in towards apartments fighting second mid. They're pushed all the way down mid to be able to support that fight, and they've got Tabson and Sin pushing him to Banana. It's a fantastic pistol round from Big to get them on the board.
Now look at what Heroic are working with. They have invested in. It's just going to be pistols, but there is armor. It makes the MP9 a little bit more difficult to churn things up and down. Will aggress, but the utility, that's perfect. Yabby brought down low. Cadian takes a little bit of a lick. Suddenly Tabson is waited in the wings. Further damages to these Heroic players as they limp out Banana and try and reset towards top mid.
That's a fantastic response. The double HE is ready to go as soon as that player takes contact in Banana. So even though Crimbo goes down, that trade response is perfect. Yabby is so low off the back of that. Now, Tabson's getting ground alongside his teammate. They're pushing all the way down. Keto by his side. There's a bomb top mid, just sitting here. Keto, that's a freebie. Bomb dropped as well. They have to try and recover this, and Searson wants to punish, but Tessus gets the duel. 3 versus 3. Bomb. You have to find it. Tessus has been so low by that HE. Keto's pushing.
Ooh, does swing onto them. Another 1-for-1. Yabby, Tess says walking wounded. Needs to try and recover the bomb as well. If it was on their back, it would be a little bit better. It's just so difficult. Another smoke being put down by Tabson. He can just hold this all day long. 25 seconds, Heroic. How do you even attempt this? Sin's even holding for that balcony push, and this one's all falling apart for Heroic. The aggression, once again from Big. The perfect reaction of the utility. That's done most of the legwork here.
Yabby did manage to collect that bomb, had a nice smoke to do so, but Sin on this line, this is going to be impossible to deal with. Oh, actually dodges past him, and Sin's tucked in. It's a little awkward, but is able to get it done. Yabby was so low. All it took was a couple of bullets to finish the job. So a great round from Big. They do lose a few players in the end, so Heroic showing that they aren't to be trifled with, but this push is fantastic. Once again, Big pushing this pressure down towards Banana and nets them the round.
just getting information. It's just making Heroic really unsettled, even if they just have the pistols and the armor. It's still the investment in. Heroic, they want to keep the foot on the gas, though. Hero AK-47 placed into Stound's hands. That one makes a lot of sense. Flashes now in towards Banana for Big. Looking to take the control. Searson somehow just dodges all the bullets. It's like he's in the Matrix. Will escape and gets the information. There are a couple of players in second mid for Heroic.
Yeah, Heroic continuing to push the issue here. Tessus has dropped over that Hero AK for Stound to work with. So that's a lot on his back, but based on what we're seeing so far, you can understand why. With this setup here, they're going to try and bait him in. Tabson throws a flash and peeks into it. Doesn't spot anybody. And now on the jump, he is going to get that contact. That's also the rifle revealed. So that's a little bit of information gathered. Tessus's job here now is just to play as bait to set up Stound.
Will be used as a little bit of a stall. Doesn't quite hit the half-wall jump, but Stound will step in. Puts Tabson on alert. A little bit of misdirection. Heroic gathering up towards top brackets. Searson's here, can step in with this MP9. No armor on a number of these players, which makes it difficult. They can go for this trap, the flashbang. It's perfect. Searson finds all three. Really nice work. The AK now needs to try and do it all. Does clear the first position. There's a player at Arch as well. Tabson dispatches of it. And even follows up over towards Cadian. Simple cleanup in the end for Big.
Yeah, fantastic round from Big. That's played perfectly. That flashbang is just absolutely superb. Searson swings out and finds three players all completely blinded, jumping up and down. Easy kills for the MP9 at that range. And Tabson's there just to keep it even. You start to believe Stound gets that second kill into Tabson. There's potentially a way into it, but it's a very awkward fight. Tabson has a bit of a better angle there and wins it out. It's already a good start for Big here on Inferno. Momentum, we mentioned, very important because Heroic came into this looking quite good on the T side, but Big did start to stage that late stage comeback, right? We saw Tabson stepping up. We saw these individuals starting to show their presence, and Searson is the one we mentioned to watch. The fact that he can get off to a good start like this, and off the back of it, has the money to buy the AWP, is exactly what Big need.
Got B getting animated. Pause has been called in, gives a chance for the coaches to get on the microphones before the first gun round of this second map. Searson, AWP is uncontested. Cadian can't quite afford one because Heroic have been investing back in. Gabby is getting a little bit aggressive towards the apartments with Tesses. In fact, 3 players are all here for Heroic. This is early map control.
Establishing presence in towards apartments. AWP of Searson is out towards long. It's smoked off top mid as well. Now some canny tilting in towards Banana as well. So that fight is still taking place. Stound is starting to push up. Jump peeking, spots a couple of players. Deep smoke in the Molotov is going to force him back though. So Big have established that control early. Heroic will have to go for the retake if they do want to fight it. Grimbo playing anti-flash. Has to have some by his side. And Kido's actually starting to rotate as well.
Look at this. Searson peeking in. They're holding for this though. Tesses catches him off guard. Big, they have been aggressing into Heroic account for it. Good grenade back in response. Half HP now for Tesses and Cadian. The Stound looking to creep back in towards Banana. Forces out more utility, 30 seconds. Heroic, they've got time to wait this one out.
It's a 2-2 split at the moment. Tabson's had to fall back to CT to cover if they push through CT spawn. There was a gap there. Now the smokes come through Heroic. They're committing to A. Smoking off libraries, smoking off archers. They're going to make their way through. It's a wrap. Player out towards apartments as well. And Sin, there's a lot of pressure on him here. Going to be poking out from Mini Pick. Gets the first. Damage onto the second as well. And he's still fighting the kill. Found 2, looking for a third. But now Yabi activates and Kido in the fight. He's still here and he swings out. He's straight up by Stound. The bomb can go down and we go into this 2 versus 2.
Cadian's position here is everything. He just capitalized on the player on library, but they turn around at the worst moment. Tabson will find him, and now Stound, he's thrown into this clutch. Heroic, it looks like they had all the pieces, but Stound could still do it. 1 versus 1, knows that Tabson is there. Tabson jumps up on the boxes and wins out the gunfight. Heroic That's so unfortunate. They go in to that bomb site. And there's no utility for Big. Orb could be picked up potentially, maybe. tabseN needs to get on the bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has he got it?
tabseN.
No!
Stound's losing his mind, and so are we. He wins the clutch. Oh no. Oh dear. After everything Sin did, this double kill, the damage onto the third, Keto, he comes up as well. They win out the clutch. tabseN wins the duel. Once the AWP doesn't even pick it up at the end. Oh dear, Heroic get their first on the board in the most unfortunate of ways for Big.
That's your IGL. Making that mistake. Pressure is getting to everyone for these big players. Oh my goodness me. Okay. Alright. syrsoN has got an AWP. That's the most ironic thing about round number 5. Even peek in, hold on towards Boiler. That's a freebie for Heroic.
There's Rel and truly on. Major on the line. Nice opener though. syrsoN deals with Yabi. Now they're going to accelerate. Well, they fake it. A lot of pressure and then fall back immediately. You can see it's drawn syrsoN over. Back to short they go. syrsoN's going to spot it clear. Sin's still here. Towards mini pit and syrsoN's made his way back over. Oh, he turns around! Caught off guard. The timing is perfect for Heroic. Get those two openers now. Keto, he's wrapping long, but it doesn't matter. The smoke's down. The round's over.
What is going on? That's now a couple of instances where players have just turned around on the time and have been caught off guard. Heroic makes so much noise in towards long originally, then reset back towards short. Big so concerned. Rattled by what's happened in the previous. Bomb about to explode. Consecutive rounds on the board now for Heroic on this T side. MP9s. 1 M4. That's the best that Big can bring in.
You gotta wonder. That round got differently if Big had been able to get that defuse off, get the round on the board. Heroic, maybe they can't pull off that round following. Would have had a little bit more into that follow-up round. Sin wouldn't have been dealing with the pistol. But regardless, this is where we find ourselves. Big have to deal with these 2 rounds lost now. Heroic get 2 consecutive. Now look at it. Just saved weapons for Big. Playing for the next.
Fast one in towards Banana for Heroics down, leading the charge this time. 3 players have started here for Big. tabseN needs to creep his way around this smoke. And he will find Stound at the very least. Maybe even a smoke they can drop in towards top. Banana, flashbang for Keto. Doesn't quite work out, but tabseN's found 2. Trying to repair the damage is even flashing forward for Primbo, but Shush will trade. Still the player advantage here for Big. They've got the weaponry. They've got the space out towards long as well.
Now be holding for Keto as well. tabseN looked like he'd done so much work finding those kills. Now they know exactly where this last player on the A-bomb side is. Sin sitting behind the flames. tabseN can still spoil things. He's got full HP and he's got this M4. It all comes down to where he decides to position himself. Currently he's holding the rotates through CT spawn. Roke have grouped up. They're going towards B. They've got smokes to cover the cross. If they can get through unscathed, this should be their round.
Should be tabseN not revealing himself. Working his way around towards Ruins. That's going to be smoked off as well. Bomb could be denied with the spam potentially. Heroic just clearing every corner. tabseN, here's the plant. Going to go through the smoke. In fact, it's also going to be Sin first. Contact tabseN. We'll actually get both. It's just Yabi. He's in the smoke this whole time. He's walked past them. And he's lining them both up. Yabi, what a clutch for Heroic.
What a clutch from Yabi. Just sits in the smoke, hears Sin running past with the USP and knows tabseN was nearby because of that double up. It looked like tabseN had done everything. Beautiful tag from Sin through the smoke to allow him to know where that player was. And then they line up for him. He gets that double in towards Banana too. tabseN doing everything for Big. It's the same story as it was on Mirage, but it wasn't enough. The clutch comes through for Heroic once again. Yabi, the Heroic, step up and get them across the line, get them that third, and equalize the scoreline.
So much impact in this series for Yabi. Quite a few times he's brought Heroic back in. That's such a good 1 versus 2 clutch. citizen back out on the AWP. Heroic looking to creep further forward on top brackets this time. Start with this, end with Banana because Big there, put in presence there. Smoke will land in. In with a follow-up, citizen could strike. No one really looking at him, but the Flames are going to force him back.
It's a nice nade onto Tessus. That's a bit of chip damage onto the other two as well. Big start to rotate a 4th player over. tabseN making his way here. A lot on syrsoN now. Found that open onto Yabi previously, but needs to do it again. Peeks out, nobody home. Heroic throws some utility, and now they fall back.
Two players are still here. No util though. That smoke's just been deployed. In fact, it's faded. 1 flashbang for tabseN, that's it. 35 seconds left. Heroic make their move. Smoke's being dropped in with the flashes. tabseN full blind still collaterals them, and Crimbo's been on the boost. What a really good hold from Big. Now the rotations can come in. Heroic cut down in half, make their way in. At the very least, Digits have been punched in, but now Stown with the AWP has to contest with Sin on Banana. MP9, citizen is in the back lines, does remove Yabi. He's had a 1 versus 4 in him. Potentially 1 versus 2 was doable, 1 versus 4 not quite.
That's fantastic from tabseN. What a defense. What a double up. You can see what Heroic were going for. They wanted to execute before the utility lands, catch Big off guard, but it ends up being complete backfire. You can see the flash comes through, and it's perfect. tabseN is fully blinded, but he just has the perfect line, and they are both in a row. They line up for him. He doubles up, and that's all he needed to do. That's enough. They'd already found that opener. In the 2v4 in the post plan, it came down to whether Stown was able to find that pick, which even if he did, take down syrsoN. That's where the MP9 swings out, and it still becomes incredibly tricky. So perfectly executed defense there from Big. They do fight back with a round after Heroic get a few consecutive.
At least they're smiling about it now. Feeling a little bit happier. You just feel like, especially when Yabi's alone in these clutch situations, that he can make magic happen. Same could be said with Stown. 2 point men. Leading the charge for Heroic. The tabseN, he's going 12-3. It's bouncing back in. Big, still with the advantage. Back in with the buy. citizen still wielding the AWP. Cadian now has one of his own as well.
syrsoN looking for the peak. Not going to be rewarded. Falls back. Yabi and Cadian are fast. Roke. Love to throw this early utility to try and condition Big, try and cause them to move about, force out that response. They feign presence and then will fall back. This time it's smoke out towards long. Keto, he's going to push up though and get the contact. Finds nobody home. Cadian swing out for a peek. Not going to spot anyone. Nade out as well. No one in towards Cubby. Big, you can see they've rotated players over. That's what Heroic were looking for. They've caused 4 players on this site, and now they start to push up Banana. Taking fast contacts down, he clears it out, spotting nobody. It's just Crimbo here. He's got some incendiary too. syrsoN's going for the peek in response. That's the information. tabseN can start to make his way over. Good kill for syrsoN. Deals with Yabi. This is going to force Heroic's hand. Smoke has been dropped. Crimbo, he's making his way back towards site, and isn't the sentry ready? This one's falling apart for Heroic. They have to get through all of these players that have rotated. The utility, it's fantastic. 30 seconds left. Sentry goes down. Crimbo's still tucked in. Tabsen's here as well. He's looking for the fight, spraying through, doesn't quite connect. But now Crimbo activates, but Shush gets him with the Tech 9. Tabsen gets the one in response, and he's dealt with by Cadian. That's a huge kill, but Sirison is still here. And he hits a lovely shot onto Stown. 2 versus 3 now. The bomb goes down, and Cadian, he's posted up with that AWP.
To and from Banana. This one gets difficult for Heroic. They're being penned in. Needs to try and take the control. That's why the flashbang's forced. Searson back just a little bit. Tesses with the AK. Cadian steps in instead. 2 versus 2 and close range. Tesses will find Cadian. Suddenly this one's fallen apart for Big and Sin. Needs to try and hold on to the AK. Good flash forward in towards the ruins. The fact that they force Searson back just for a second means that Cadian can peek back into Banana.
Heroic coming out ahead there is incredible. That was such fine margins. Fisher, I think, has the rotations there. 3 players. Fantastic incendiary to slow things down. They reposition Crimbo deep into the site. The opener goes the way of Heroic, but Tabsen's still alive. He gets the trade. He's still there. There's such little time on the clock. And then Searson even catches out Stown on that cross towards Dark. It feels like it's enough. 2 players coming up Banana. Then these individuals in the 2 versus 3 do it all.
Shush on the entry with the Tech 9. That's a kill that's unexpected. Shouldn't really fall favour to Heroic, but it does. So it gives them that wiggle room that they need to open up this bomb site. Look what it's left Big with. Saved AK-47 on Big. Rest of the gang, well, they've just got pistols. Big difficult for them. Heroic this time taking an aggressive stance towards top Banana. The economy's not in the best state of affairs, so they take the control early instead.
Utility once again thrown out towards one side of the map early on from Heroic. CT smoke and a flashbang causes the Big defense to throw a smoke of their own. It's a similar one out towards long on A. Looking like they want to go contact. Flash through, Shush leading the charge from Mac 10. Gonna storm through. Crimbo with a nice kill to 5-7. They're tucked into both oranges here. Has to be cleared. Tessus finds the first. They're gonna be ready for the second one. Searson in the back line dealt with him. Swings forward. The flashbang though. Test down. Gets the kill. Fully white. 3 versus 3 now. That bomb still hasn't made its way over. They're actually calling it off. They've caused all these rotations to come over, and now they're going back to A.
So clever. Sin's actually found Stown through the smokes. This is a 2 versus 3. When's the penny going to drop for Big? Cadian plants the bomb. And Yabby, he's just going to tuck in towards Graveyard. Bomb planted. Big on their bike, making their way forward. AKs to be recovered. Still a kit on Sin. And plenty of utility on Keto. This one is still possible. And they're all going to come in from middle.
Time's going to be so against them, though. By the time they get there, this bomb is going to be half-ticked. Despite that kit in play, it's going to be a fight. They have to get past Yabby. They have to get past Cadian with the AWP. He's not in a good position to do a short, though. A lot of pressure onto Yabby. Moltov's not going to catch him, though, and he's going to poke up. That bomb being smoked off. Yabby going for the spray now, but they're sticking the bomb. Cadian has to find the diffuser, and it goes through. Sin gets the bomb defused, and Cadian with a no-scope at the end, but that's all he gets.
What a round from Big. They know the only out there because of the time is just try and stick it. And then the rest of the players just cause so much commotion. Afterplant's not ready to contend with all of the defenders from Big coming in through that one choke point. Especially when Yabby just tries to peek his head up towards Graveyard. Can't see a thing. Vision completely nullified. Whilst Cadian does find the remaining 2 kills, it doesn't matter because the round falls favour to Big.
Heroic. Now into this one. It's a little over the place. Mac 10s. So many of these rounds, such fine margins. Remember, all gonna be full blinded. That's perfect, but still gets the kill. Shush is there with the trade immediately. Tabsen, nice. HE brings Shush down lower still. They're limping. Smoke through to CT, and look at the rotations. Big immediately reinforces with 2 more players. Tabsen, he's looking for this fight. That flashbang, he's going to look to swing off it. He's not going to spot anyone. Tessus!
Oh.
What is that? Cadian as well deals with Searson. How they manage this? Bomb goes down in a second. Keto, he can't do anything. Has to fall back.
The round unravels with a jump in Mac 10. Heroic, so often, when Big have rotated over, they've pulled their forces, they've relocated back towards the other end of the map. This time with the SMGs, they just want to try and take the fight straight to Big. He thinks it's a little bit scary when they try and walk into the Lion's Den. 3 big players are there, but no. I guess when you can get a kill like that, the defense just completely falls apart. k1to and Sin, all they have to do is just hold on to these M4s. Heroic tie up the game once again.
Really felt like they'd done enough there. Crimbo gets that kill while fully blinded, and then tabseN just has all that utility. Sjuush is brought so low. And then the rotations are perfect. 3 CTs here. The flashbang to set up tabseN for the peak, but yeah, you never expect the MAC-10 jumping into your face like that. Great stuff from Heroic. This is quite the brawl on Inferno. Every single one of these rounds has been an absolute fight between these teams. No one wanting to concede the advantage. Sydney's looking to take the fight. Pushes down. Bit awkward. The spray is doing damage too, but can't convert it. Finds one eventually with the USP. k1to gets a kill on the Gabby as well. Good openers. syrsoN's pushing. Tessus. He spotted him, he did. syrsoN's position should be known. Stan, he's looking for him as well.
Yeah, good luck this one in. syrsoN immediately removed. Good information by Tesses. tabseN, I think his reload's been heard as well. Stavn can now just walk through unders. Cadian's even holding in T-spawn. Good job from Heroic. They put the man advantage back in their favour. Crimbo has pushed all the way down Banana in the meantime. That just leaves k1to up in towards this A bomb site. Where do Heroic want to take this? 55 seconds left. They can really go anywhere. If they make noise as they cross over towards middle, Crimbo could potentially flank. Cadian peeking in, being diligent with his clears. It looks like they're going to head more towards A, and it's all hinges on the timing of Crimbo. When does he start to push down, and how many can k1to get on the way in? That's a good start. Contact made. That's going to be Crimbo's signal. He's going to start pushing the issue. k1to doesn't hold for any more. Tesses with the immediate trade, so now it's an MP9 versus 2.
Upgrades to the M4 on the way through. It's going to get here as the bomb starts to go down. Tessus might be caught in transition. No, makes his way over. Now Crimbo can make his way through. Cadian not spotted either on that cross in the graveyard. Gonna know at least one player's in the pit based on that utility being dispensed, and he's looking for the fight. Crimbo going up into the hay barrels. Cross back over. Cadian spotted. Crimbo gets him, but Tessus not expected under balcony. Heroic win the round, but Big, I love the ideas. It's throwback to that pistol round. Aggression from every single angle, but this time Heroic are ready for it.
Really good mid round by Heroic. The fact that Cadian goes and sits all the way back into the T entranceway. That kill there is perfect. Really nice attempt from Crimbo. The fact he isolates the player on towards Graveyard and knows that the second guy is in towards Pit is looking for him. Doesn't quite pan out the way he anticipated. Now Big are broken. Because these rounds have been so close, the economy is wearing thin on that CT side. Just armed with a Deagle. Good grenade in for syrsoN. They exchange blow for blow, but the HE on the other side doesn't do any damage at all.
This one should offer some breathing room for Heroic. Finally, Big's economy broken. One of these teams has to concede. Still the chance of an upset. We've certainly seen plenty of them here at the RMRs. Stavn charging up Banana. Gonna get this info on the boost any second. I do like it. Oh, Sin might actually catch out a play through. Happy. No, the timing's not there. Tessus steals with him. Down holding Banana. He can start to clean up. Nice spray control onto 2. Gonna get pushed down by syrsoN though, so that's an AK that can be collected. But this round is now for Heroic as syrsoN just wants to hold on to this. And, well, it doesn't even look like Heroic want to let him.
Yeah, good luck. Cool angle. Nice shot onto Sjuush. But Tesses with the immediate trade. No AK can be saved over. Rifles can come out. Sin can drop an AWP to syrsoN as well. 7-5. What once was looking like a strong start for Big, it's been worn away by Heroic. Now they're the ones in the driver's seat.
Another chance for Big. tabseN doing everything he can. Top of the leaderboard at the moment with 14 kills. Sirisen's looking for the fight. In towards Spoiler, Tessus is here. Might just give it to him, but no, Tessus. The elevated angle catches him out, and a perfect flashbang sets him up for a second. And he's not slowing down. Sin's been spotted. Drops down in towards Mini Pit. Now Sin wants to take the fight. Knows where Tessus is. They both fight off shots, and Tessus has done it again. It's a triple from Tessus, and it opens up the round for Heroic. A site is theirs, and an 8th on the board.
They'll go hunt this again. And they should. No money in the coffers for Big. Trying to save. Look at Stown already. Locking them in. They could even send Shush. Or potentially Tesses. What a round. What an entry pathway as well. Catches out the AWP in towards Boiler. Immediately swings because Yabby's flash top brackets and then spots out Sin on the balcony. What a round from Testes and Heroic. They are starting to hunt them down. Are starting to pen them in. It's important for Big that they hold on to these M4s.
That's something that makes Heroic special as a team is just their ability to immediately respond to what's going on. Tessus gets that opener and immediately Yabby is ready for the flash. That's a couple of kills from tabseN. That should be it though, so they do hold on to the rifles. But yeah, Heroic playing in their finest form at the moment. Cadian's hyped up. You can see the smile on his face, clap of the hands. Convincing T-side, 8 rounds with 2 more to play.
Economy not the best. Just going to be the save rifles with pistols behind them. Plenty of utility for Big to try and work with, but Heroic already up to 8. This time top banana, the intention, Molotovs being dropped down in means that Cadian can extend on his position. Spots out the player in towards CT. Smoke bounces over the molly, in fact.
Weird one from Big. Saved rifles, and then they've bought a couple of pistols around it. The Heroic are going to walk into these 3 players. Keto is here with a rifle, but tabseN's not, and they're going to go fast. Sin drops the smoke and has to fall back. Yabby in the side. What a shot into Sirisen. What a tap to Cadian. He's looking for the fight on the Sin. It's a little awkward, but you throw enough bullets at the problem and you'll eventually solve it. Deals with Sin. Deals up Heroic's 9th.
That's a perfect round for a quick play from Heroic. Just to go for that apartments pop. Because Big don't have the weaponry to contend with this. Not too much utility to stop it. And as soon as the flash is thrown out as well, you can send a few players out towards the balcony. That's the attention diverted. And then the players in towards Boiler can just deal with the players already in top middle. Clean round out the gate from Heroic. Throws a spanner in the works on Big CT side. That's going to be a 9th locked in. And they are hunting for this now. They are running the gauntlet. tabseN with a flash. Crimbo will get 1 and the 2nd. Okay, that's a good couple of kills. Looks like they will try and escape this situation. Will try and recover the rifles at the very least. Heroic, they can't even get past the 5-7.
Eventually, they do find him with the very tail ends. That's some armor that won't go over into the final round of the half, but I don't think Heroic will be too worried about that. What a lovely attack from Yabby onto Sirisen. This is always a good round for them. Wasn't a lot from Big into this, but the chance was there. This one is Big's best chance. We had a 6-9 scoreline on the first map. Can we repeat it?
No warp again for Cadian, just the AK. Tesses. This time he's leading the charge. tabseN could be caught off guard, and he will be, but in fact he wins out the gunfight. Stown with the immediate trade. Crimbo's been brought down low as well. So banana control, it belongs to Heroic, and they're just going to go quick. They're just going to try and race through into this. Crimbo dropping the utility, waiting for his teammate to come in. That grenade does a lot of damage. It means that the M4 can get a one-shot headshot.
Yeah, now they know a second player is rotated over as well because of that extra utility coming through. So immediately, they don't decide to push the issue. They're going to look for the fight here instead, and Sin is standing. Deals with Yabby. And now they go back to B. Shush looking for the opener, but Keto gets it. This one's looking good for Big. Cadian and Stown have to go for this. Last round of the half. They've got smokes. They can execute onto this B bomb site, but they're going for contact. Walking up, seeing if they can find an opener for free. A 2v2 on these sides at the moment. They can pry this one open. There's a chance, and there it is. Down, deals with Keto. Still have to find Crimbo, but he's low. Wouldn't take much to take him down. He's just trying to stand strong, waiting for Sirison to come over, calling for the support. Needs that helping hand, but Sin's nowhere nearby. Worried about the rotation because Heroic have been so prolific with it. There's the flashbang. Perfect. Crimbo deals with Cadian. It's down now, 1 versus 3. Knows Crimbo's here, going to start to walk forward, but that smoke behind him is going to fade. Sirison's going to be here in the back line any moment, but there's the kill from Stown. Repositioning. The smoke fades, but he's managed to get across. Get this bomb down. Using the fountain as cover, but Sirison gets his head as it pops up. It's going to be a 6-4 big as they fight back, but what a dominant half from Heroic on their map pick. We're going to go to a very short break, but when we come back, we're going to see if Heroic can make it through to the major.
Big start off strong. Tabson fumbles the bomb. Suddenly, Heroic have got a way back in, and boy, do they capitalise upon it. Take the lead here in the first half of our second map. Qualification on the line. Neither one of these teams will be eliminated, but for Heroic, they're on the cusp of making Brazil's first major.
It's an incredible storyline. Heroic looking poised to do it. Julie's on Yabi. Cadian with the CZ. And Big with 4 decoys on this T side. Shush going for the initial contact, gonna peek out, not spot anyone. Cadian with CZ is gonna be creeping forward. Spots one player, gonna fall back after those taps. They might try and wrap onto him here, but he's managed to snake his way all the way back. It's a 3-player lean from Heroic towards the B bomb site. So they have a bit of a read on this setup.
Just waiting. In fact, Big, they're going to make their way forward on towards top brackets. Maybe we can see some of this utility being deployed from Crimbo. It's going to be a contact play. Going to walk in, take the space. Good job to do so as well. Cadian and Shush left to contend with this. Shushing towards Graveyard's a difficult position to clear. But the sheer numbers of Big potentially could overwhelm. Cadian's going to have to try and take first contact here instead. It will be Shush. Great headshot. And now Cadian will try and chime in from the mini pit, but the CZ doesn't quite line up. So that's the bomb site completely opened up now for Big. Keto's even holding these rotations. Tess says dispatched off. All coming up trumps for the Germans.
And Gabby and Stal now have to pull this one off. And well, Stan has been dealt with. All onto Gabby with the dual Berettas. And Keto is looking to take the fight to him. He's the master of the duelies. He wants his hands on those. And well, Yabi isn't going to allow it. Does deal with him. He can push forward, maybe do some more damage here, but doesn't have the kit. Maybe just needs to hold onto this armor if he can. Tabson now closing him off as well. That's going to be a great pistol round from Big. That stack towards B does not pan out for Heroic. Nice entry kill there from Shush. Gets that first one, and he's playing around that smoke. But unfortunately, Cadian just can't quite hit the shots with the CZ. It can be a very difficult gun to use.
Decoy actually helped out. Big threw one in towards Library, so when Keto was fighting the player at long, he actually turned his head. Worked out perfectly. See if we can see it.
It's an interesting conversation about the decoys, right?
There it
It's
is.
a grenade that just... Oh yeah, you're right. It just doesn't get used very much. Sometimes you see it in the pistol rounds, used just to create a distraction, but Big fought 4 of them that round. Yeah, as you mentioned, does have an effect on the game.
See it on Vertigo as well sometimes, just to clear out the sandbags. It gives an audio cue if it hits a player.
Full spy from Heroic. Yabi boosted up with a FAMAS. He has that armor, so he was able to get the upgraded rifle. So a lot on him. Smoke down, blocks off Stan's vision. Yabi dodges the flashes. That's that towards long as well. They've got 4 players over here, so it's a good stack, good setup, and they're rotating over a 5th as well. Yabi's coming open on the tabs, and Texas gets a fantastic kill. Pearson finds down in the smoke though, and Keto's deal with Shush. Now onto Yabi on the side, and he's still standing strong, still finding these kills, staying alive, drops the flash, trying to play around here. Nice one, darting, using the USP, but Crimbo comes out ahead. Cadian, the only one left, is going to recover this Galil on his way through. And this wrap through apartments, it might be unexpected.
It's been helpful right now. Crimbo's holding for it. Citizen's tucked in around the corner anyway, so Crimbo can take this first contact. Has spotted out Cadian now. Does deploy a smoke. Has got time to work with. Could try and make his way back towards short, but there's no kit. So it makes that one a little bit more difficult. Just wants to hold on to the Galil. And tries to escape. So Big. Another good round on the books.
Almost catches the exit. He is going to get away on both sides. Yeah, look for a second, like the force spy might work out. Tessus gets that lovely kill. Yabi gets one as well. Big just overwhelmed. Stan tries to fight through the smoke, trying to take advantage of the chaos that Tessus is causing, but he's held by Sirius and deals with him. Tessus falls as well, and that leaves it all onto Yabi, and it's just a little bit too much pressure. Too many players handing on his position. So Big now, get us within 1 round. 8 rounds on this T side. Looking to equalize as well, because Heroic, they're just saving into this one.
Yeah, Cadian died to the bomb at the very end. That's the increased bomb radius coming into full effect on Inferno. Stack over towards B for Heroic this time. Cadian making his way over. For Big, they're just going to send Keto in. A little bit of a recon mission, see if you can find anything. I feel he's going to find a lot of Heroic defenders. Going to suss out the stack, and then Big, they can just move over towards A.
Keto about to find out the hard way. This bomb-sided stack, nice flashbang, sets up that kill. Tabson takes a little bit of damage, so he's going to start to run away because Well, Stan is chasing him down, and well, here's Tizo holding from the bottom of Banana. Long range spray. Well, those bullets aren't all connecting, but Tabson's do.
Yeah, nicely done. Even having players just staggered down Banana for big so they can flash and get out, and then another player can step in with more HP. Works out perfectly. Heroic, they just run straight into the trap. All tied up. Flawless start to this T-side for big, but here's the real test now. Cadian armed with the AWP. Everyone else, they got the M4s, they got a full belt of utility. Game on, round number 19.
Utility dispensed. Smoke and a Molotov down towards the bottom, going to force Sirison back. 4 players from big in towards second mid at the moment. Cadian with the AWP is up towards apartments, in fact. Keto going for the silent boost up onto the balcony. Shush setting up with a nade here. This might catch the timing. No, going to avoid these players. Keto's flashed through Gabby. Not quite spotting him, but Shush, he's going to deal with Keto. Is brought down low. Gabby's still here, sitting behind this Molotov, but can't capitalize. Sirison gets the kill and make it 2. Deals to Cadian as well. AWP dispatched off, but Stan's here. Finds Sirison. Shush on the side. He's still here, but he's dealt with. Crimbo finds him, and that's the way on. They can bring this bomb over. Tessus and Down have to find a way in, and with Down going down, Tessus, nothing he can do.
Very impressed by Big's decision making there in the mid round. As soon as Yabi gets caught out, Sirison just completely swings in. Eliminates the other long player. It's that pace change. There's 2 already on short, just locking in the pit. Heroic feel like they have to peek, try and work it back into their favor, but Big, they're accounting for it. They're holding for that exact eventuality. Really good round. Coming into the fold, Big, they're going to hit double digits first. They're going to continue on their winning streak here. Strong start on both sides of the half here for Big on Inferno.
Terrorists win.
4 in a row. Take the lead. Heroic, they've been dictating the pace for quite a time now. They're going to use that tactical timeout. Not really going to have too much into this round. Just that Sage rifle. They can buy a couple upgraded pistols around it, but going to be working with the minimum into this one. Good stuff from Big as soon as the sides change. Taking pace to pace, and it's panning out.
Thompson again, 20 kills. Sirison providing impact. Especially in that last round. 2 incredibly good kills up there as well with 16. Take a look on the other side of things. Tessus stepping up as well as Stown. Cadian falling a little bit flat here, comparable to his performance on Mirage. 3 players start on Banana now for Heroic. Tries to get a boost up. Run boost not quite, so go up the old-fashioned way. Utility exchange in Banana. That's going to happen a lot this half. Sirison peeking over, trying to see if there's a boost. Not quite. Tabson, where's he off to? Trying to get some more utility? Yeah.
Roke were able to pull out a decent buy here. That loss bonus starting to support them. Yavi, the only one that's not fully equipped. He's got the Desert Eagle. Could have bought an MP9 if you wanted to, but opts for this. Big R making the way towards B, where the Stuck is still in play. Tessus tucked in towards Stuck. They've got a player at Coffins as well, and one on the boost. Even starting to rotate over. Heroic, they're going for a gamble here, and it might just pay off.
Good molly. Forces Big back. Keto can still stand tall. Look at this. Another player's rotated over. 40 seconds, and this boost for Stown could be everything. Big about to work their way in towards the bomb site. Not really too much utility. One flash on Cadian, but Stown, the boost. It reveals itself. There's another one as well. Shush gets 2 kills on the entry. No reply and response until Crimbo and Tabson step in. There's that flashbang. Shush doubles up. Yabi can't quite find the kill. Crimbo versus 2. Taking the fight straight to Shush. This one's still not done. 15 seconds. Pressure on Crimbo to try and plant this bomb. Cadian not moving. has got the M4, will plant safely. Crimbo fakes off, hits the shot as well. Crimbo, what a clutch, keeps Big alive.
The Clutch King, Crimbo, comes up big for Big. That is absolutely incredible. They walk into the stack of Heroic. Stown gets the entry. They baited off. Sjuush gets another. And then that flash through. It looks perfect. Sjuush doubles up. But Crimbo, he stands strong. Delivers on all of the kills and gets Big the round. Unbelievable from Crimbo.
That's such good decision making. The fact that he steps in towards Coffins as well, takes the fight. That's so important. What a clutch from Crimbo. Just when you think that Heroic, they've read that one perfectly, they get a fourth player in to rotate. The boosts find 2 kills on the entry without a response. The flashbang even comes over. But when it's all said and done, Crimbo, the academy graduate that's been promoted to this main roster, gets it done. What a round for Big.
He was having a quiet one on Mirage as well. Now starting to step up. The story of Big here is that all players are playing really well. That was what Heroic were doing on Mirage. Everyone was firing off, but now it's been reversed. Tessison's down at the top, but a few of those members that were standing strong now, a little bit for that. Cadian looking to change that story up. Goes for the peak, not rewarded. Good damage. Down looking for this fight onto Keto. He's brought so low. They can't quite find him, and Keto is still standing, just a little bit singed. They set up 3 players once again from Heroic towards Banana. They want to assert this control.
I don't want to stamp that one down because that means that they can have rotations back over towards the A-bomb site. But Big, they remain there. They're not moving. Unless forced. Keto and Crimbo now looking to take the apartments double setup in there as well. Yabi tucked in towards Sandbags. Cadian's holding for this. Meanwhile, the battle's back on Banana. Yabi gets a kill and a half. There's that element. Cadian in from balcony. Eliminates Crimbo. Defense holding strong.
And immediately, Cadian, he could reposition, goes out towards long Searson. That's a fantastic smoke. Searson's trying to push through it. He's brought down low. This one's starting to fall apart. That MP9's so much more potent now. And Sjuush, that's such a difficult angle. Deals with Keto. Great response from Heroic immediately after losing that round. Sin has nothing. He has to save this AK.
Yeah, really good job. The fact that Heroic remain in top Banana, Yabi just fights to his death. That's perfect. It almost forces that knee-jerk reaction from Big to go straight into the apartments hold that Cadian's been holding that whole time. Really nice defense set up from Heroic. It gets them their first round on the board in this second half.
Counter-terrorists win.
Closing that gap to 1 now. Still plenty to work for Big, though, so it is an uphill battle for Heroic to establish that lead. But they've had really good reads. That's twice now they've managed to have the stack in the right position. The first time it didn't work out because of the heroics of Crimbo pulling that one off, but this time around, it's perfect from Heroic. Both sides of the map, they find that kill. The rotations are supreme. What's Big's response?
Keen to fight Banana again. Double AWP this time for Heroic. Both been saved over. Stownwood in the second one in towards Banana. Cadian, he's got his all the way over towards short. Flashbang being lined up. Big retaking. Stown not moved off the angle from this utility. Might do in a second, but he has got Tess says in close proximity to step in if he needs. Stown to be contested. Great flashbang shot. Not working out. So Tess says falls back instead. Good grenade. Brings Keto down to about half.
Heard the AWP over here, but they might not expect 2 AWPs to be in play. So if they go back towards A, there's still another one there. Cadian has one too. It's down. One of the best secondary AWPers in the game. Have caused the rotation though. Yabi's made his way over. So it is on Sjuush and Cadian. Utility being dispensed. Big not committed yet. Still have a player in towards top mid and Keto. At the moment, he's just holding for the push.
Oh, they're going back. This is why. Oh, Heroic. They're set up perfectly for this. They're worried about the gap in towards long. That's not being held. But there's no one home. Instead, Big, 20 seconds. They're going in towards B. All 5 players about to walk into the stack.
Yeah, boosted as well. This is fantastic. Great setup from Heroics down. With the AWP, misses the first, jumping across, but the swing through from Tessus, causing chaos, finds one, and Sound is still standing, but Yabi, he's here, needs to come up big, but the bomb is being planted. Yabi trying to hit the spam, can't quite connect. Bomb goes down, and it's 3v3 in the retake. Searson, he's holding this flank as well. 2 players making their way towards him. Shush about to walk into his crosshair, might just swing off it. Left bang, hits him, and he misses the shot. Shush finds him. This one's on.
Yeah, Yabi's in towards Ruins as well. Keto, his responsibility to lock out the players from Banana. Does pass the first test. Cadian removed. Tabson, he's even holding for Ruins, but Shush gets rid of Keto. It's all onto Tabson. He can't quite do it. Shush straight on the bomb. Is there enough time? Yes, Yabi has a defuse kit. He does cut the wires. Heroic even up the scoreline. Really nice retake.
Heroic's reads on his CT side have been absolutely phenomenal. Big's tendencies to go towards B are being punished. There's always an extra player here. It's never just the one passive player setup. Always a stack. Always a 3rd or 4th player here to deal with Big. So even though they find those openers, it's awkward. They lose players. It's even on that retake. And as soon as Searson goes down in towards Banana, it's all over. They had to come up big on those kills. Keto gets the first, but then he's traded out and it's all on Tabson. It's simply too much to handle.
It's a cool little micro detail as well. Heroic have been employing that CT boost in consecutive rounds, but the way they've been disguising it to keep Yabi on that boost that entire time. In that round, I think it was Tesses, he just ran through the smoke to take the first contact. Big are so worried about dealing with him, and because he's rushed through the smoke, they don't anticipate another player to be elevated, which allows Yabi to get the kill and then further damage through the smoke. He can then reposition in. It's just really well worked from Heroic.
Down now looking to take the fight in Banana. Big's economy, it's not in a great place. Heroic have finally been able to reset it. Heroic haven't been taking deep Banana control. They're fighting it early, but they're happy to concede it and then set more passively. Now they are taking that control. That's going to allow rotation to come over. Good flashbang forces Cadian off, and they're going to try and contest him. Another flash. He has to fall back, and Kito's charging through the Tech 9s. They're forcing their way through here, but Tessus is here. Supporting Cadian with that AWP, and he's doubled up and dropped the bomb. Falls among the novels here. Cadian deals with Tabson. This one's falling apart for Big. The upgraded pistols, not enough.
Even pushing in towards long. It's all left up to Crimbo, and he gets dispatched of as well. Flawless round for Heroic. Look at their economy. It's absolutely swelling. Big. As soon as they've conceded 1, they conceded 3 more. 12 to 11, Heroic retake the lead. AKs can come back out for Big, but they need to change up the game plan because currently Heroic, they've been playing them like a fiddle.
This is beautiful from Heroic. They got off to a really good start on this tier side, but now Heroic is starting to kick it up again. Great reads. He gets another chance. They've lost the lead, but now they have the guns back out. Now they're going to establish this Banana control. Cadian forced off the line by the Molotov. And still continue to hold half full though. Tabson going to set up a flash. That's going to force him back, but there's nothing behind it.
Creeping forward. Potentially going to be flashing through this smoke. Tess says, got to be careful. No, it's contact. Tess says he's ready for it. Good kill. Drops a Molotov. He's going to split. Big forward. In fact, they're going to split it off. They're going to try and take the fight, but that's when Tess says steps out. Searson with the trade, but Cadian, he hits the shot. Fully blind by his own teammate, and now this double pit setup can really well and truly be established. Shush is baiting Yabi in yet again. Another one of these bait and switch setups not even needed because Stoud in from Library finds a multi-heroic on the cusp of closing out this series 2-0.
Yeah, Heroics still had tricks up their sleeve, even if they managed to get past down. What a setup. I mean, what a round from Texas as well. Gets that first. They go for this contact play, running through the smoke, hoping to catch somebody off guard, but Heroic are having none of it. The fact that Texas then goes for the repeat, doesn't even get the reload off, just goes for the fight, gets another before he's traded out. The rotation is perfect from Cadian. Goes exactly to script. Cadian gets the opener into this round, but this one, there's not much from Big. Oh, nice one from Cadian. That's more like it. Might get caught out now, though. Standing in the molly. Goes down to Tabson. MVP can be recovered. So, Yummy might have something to say about that. Nice spray down on 2. Can't quite convert the third, but Stown is there. And now Heroic are up to 14.
Great little shots from Cadian. Keep that one clean. Big, have to call a timeout. Get God B on the mic. Get him going. Not quite through the radio. It just means they got an opportunity just to breathe. Take 30 seconds. This investment potentially could be one of the remaining ones they've got left in this series. Need to try and make it work. Was looking good initially on this T side, especially over towards the A bomb site. But Heroic, it just feels like they've really come into their element.
Yeah, they're just out reading them. Better positioning, better stacks, great trade setups. Exactly what they needed to get themselves up to 14. What are Big going to show us into this round? EWP for Sirison. Been a little bit quiet on this T side with it. Cadian hasn't though. He's been loud these last few, and look at the aggression. It's a change up. Yabby looking for the kill, but no, Tabson deals with him. Cadian falls off the line. Tabson's doubled up. This could be the opening for Big. Tessus is looking for one in response. He's pushed down in towards mid. Finds one, and Shush is here as well, but that means there's a gap. They're making their way out towards A, and that's a lovely North. The city's fully blinded. Doesn't matter. Deals with Tessus. Shush can't do anything. The aggression completely backfires for Heroic.
Yeah, they try to change the pace, try to flip the script. Catch Big off guard with the investment, doesn't work out. Searson misses the shot. Shush, that's an opportunity, but that's where Tabson steps in. Bails out Searson. And now Stown has to try and save. Yeah, Heroic just wanted to disrupt the plans. Wanted to add a bit of aggression in to try and disrupt whatever Big were talking about in the pause beforehand. Doesn't work out. Incredible openers from Tabson. And from there, Big. They just go off the back of it. Really nice reaction from the mid-round. Just pushing towards A. That's where they've been finding the success before, and it will get them a 12th. They are still well and truly in this game.
Clean round as well. Only losing the one player in Keto. That's perfect. Gives them something to continue fighting with. Heroics still have plenty in the tank. So it's not going to be easy for Big. But it's the start of something here. Whereas for Heroic, they are 2 rounds away from the Rio Major.
Freebie again from Heroic out the gate. Deep smoke being deployed off spawn as well. Might be looking to try and fight this in. Stown taking the fight. Keto got to be careful not to be removed. Shoulder spotted. Down with the opener. Now runs away and escapes. They are blocking each other a little bit. So the Molotov does burn the toes. But more importantly, is that player advantage for Heroic. Look at the reshuffle as well. They're sending every single player to A.
All right, we talked about Heroic's reads. Let's see if this one is on the mark. Double setup in towards short on the boost. Oh, and Tessus is caught off Sin. That's beautiful. Now they don't have to have these players over here. They didn't spot anyone into mid other than Sin. So Cadian's made his way back. Stown's on the way too, as is Tessus. Smoke comes through. No commitment off it yet. Big is still at the bottom of Banana. They're waiting for a response that's not quite coming. Gonna start to make their way back up towards A. But that boost is still in play. Yabby is still up on top of quad.
He's even got the support. Shush can just swing on in immediately on contact. And Tessus has rotated back around. Big They could just completely avoid this, though, because they're looking to go out towards apartments. Searson can drop a Molotov. He can drop a flash over as well. Pop play out towards the balcony, potentially. Fort big. Here they go. Flashbang lined up. All has to be on Shush. Turns away from it, but the smoke aids big in towards the pit. That's where Yabby finds one from the pit. That's the bomb dropped. Tesses steps in. Crimbo removes Searson. 1 versus 5. No time left on the clock.
Oh dear, misses the
Can't hit the
no-scope.
no-scope.
Oh no, that's the worst case scenario for Searson. Would have been a hard save anyway. Serious point now on the line for Heroic. Just 1 round away. And big. That one fell completely flat.
Yes, another really good reaction from Heroic. And the fact that Yabby just stays on the boost the entire time means that he can deal with Tabson, who's trying to get a little bit tricky in that smoke. Try and jump through in towards short. That was the original intention. But Yabby just completely disrupts it. By him just holding that as well, it means that Shush can play anti-flash. Series point. Nearly there for Heroic. It's not elimination on the horizon for Big, but it's another date with another best of 3. That plane ticket delayed a little bit longer.
Heroic ready to book theirs in. Yabby jumps over. Spot a little bit of info here, and KDN gets the opener. Keto removed, and Down deals with Tabson as well. Heroic now 3 players away from doing it. Monada control is firmly theirs. That nade is beautiful as well. Searson and Crimbo brought down low. Shush out towards long, ready for this fight. KDN as well fighting, but Shush, he gets 1, but Searson gets the trade. Testis is here though. Searson is all that remains. Licked by the nade, and the flank is coming down. Locks it in. Heroic are going to the major.
Yeah, congratulations to them. They well and truly deserved it as well. What a performance, not only on Mirage, but on Inferno. Big looks strong in both sides of the half, but it's Heroic's perseverance and the setups that gets that one over the line. Big, not out of the running yet. Their road to Rio is just a little bit longer. We'll throw this one to a short break, but when we come back, we'll break this one down.